KTFM Floresville, San Antonio's Sports Center.
The NBA playoffs pick up again tonight. The conference finals begin on the western side as the Minnesota Timberwolves are in Oklahoma City to take on the Thunder for Game 1. You can catch the game live on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1. In the NFL, the Eagles, coming off their Super Bowl championship, are extending head coach Nick Sirianni with a multi-year deal. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning, everybody. Yeah, baby. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm AJ, joined as always by the one and only Mr. Rob Thompson. Good morning, Rob.
Morning, all. Carry on. I'll be here all
Don't
week.
be too excited.
I mean, it's
Tuesday.
yeah.
It's a good day.
Playoffs are back.
Yeah.
Cameras are broken.
Oh, well,
Oh,
they're not fixed. Don't lie.
there we go.
What about the other ones? Are they fixed, Vic?
Yeah.
Okay. He says they're fixed. I'm going to believe they're fixed. All right. All right. You say so. You say so, Bubba.
They look good.
Yeah. There we go. There we go. Cycle through them, Vic. Find the right. There we go. Hey, where's my, what's going on here? What's the story here, Vic? Who did that? You found it in your,
Yeah, I found it right here in the studio here.
the picture of the kitty has been taken down again.
At least they didn't damage it. Look, the tape's folded underneath.
Wonder why they're doing that.
I don't
Who's
know.
fighting the power on this?
I'm gonna say
Pledger, right?
I have a feeling that, yeah, it's probably long. Well, no, I
You
don't
think it's someone above Pledger's
No,
pay
no,
grade who's
no.
telling him to do
No,
it?
I think it's happening when the show starts. I didn't hear the beginning of the show yesterday, so I don't know how it began. But they're taking care of it. But
You think they just don't want it up when they're on?
I don't think they have any idea what the hell it is.
Huh. You don't think they ever listen to our show?
Not at this hour, no.
Nah, they listen around 9 maybe.
No, 9:45 or so. Except Pledger. Pledger listens all the time.
Yeah, James.
He doesn't
James
sleep.
is normally up listening. But I have a sense that it's one of those. They don't know what it is.
Very rude.
Oh, they're taking care of it. I'll give them some
suppose.
credit.
I suppose.
They could have
Let's see,
drawn a
I'm-
mustache on it or something.
I'm gonna
Well,
Maybe we
dedicate-
should tape it onto the seat back. So he's kind of like with us. I just put him like as
Oh,
a
right
guest.
there.
yeah.
Right there is a guest.
Just tape him up there as a guest.
Hold on, let's see.
So he's
Every
always
now and
here.
then flash to him.
Always here. What do you think of that, Kitty Big Balls? And then we'll just.
flash to him right
Maybe
on the
so.
chair. It'd be like a fat head we'll put over here.
You know, that's what we need.
Is that still a thing? Can you buy fat heads?
I don't know.
There was a time.
Yeah, there was a time where you could get fat head, even non-sports fat heads. You could get them whatever you wanted. What are we going to try here? All right.
All right.
KBB.
KBB is always amongst us.
All right. Maybe they'll like that better. Whoever the hater is going to like that a little bit better.
So it's not always on camera, but if we choose to bring them in, we can go wide
Right.
shot or go to the guest shot.
All right, Vic. Let's try this out. What do you think of the afternoon show, Kitty Big Balls?
Oh, see there, kind of. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay. That'll work. That'll do. Let's.
It's the little things
Ah,
that really make the
it
difference.
really is. That's all that keeps me going,
Did
Rob.
anybody else get that child abduction alert at 4:30 in the morning?
No.
Nope. Why did you do?
Mine did.
Was it in your neighborhood or something?
Oh no, I was in the car.
No, I mean, like, was it? Where was the
No, I
child
didn't-
abducted
No,
from?
I turned it off so fast I didn't really get a look at it.
Oh, you don't
You
even.
just ignored it.
I know. There's some child who's missing and
No one saw it.
endangered.
First of all, 4:30 in the morning.
Well, yeah. Well, what are they supposed to do? Wait until you're awake
Yes.
to save this child?
I would think that no one knows if it's 4:30 in the morning.
Rob, someone knows.
4:30 in the morning.
Someone knows something, and there's not a minute to spare when it comes to the life of a child.
No, I agree with that. If you're awake, then you can just see it. If you're asleep, you don't know. You don't need the auditory part of that. It should just flash onto your phone, and if people are on their phone at 4:30, they go, oh. But if I'm asleep, I don't know.
Yeah, I do think that's there is a flaw in the Amber Alert system that people are kind of annoyed by it more than anything. And so
when you do that, I don't pay any attention to it. And all I can do is turn it off as fast as possible.
Yeah, and that kid's probably dead because of that.
Probably.
Honestly, you probably saw them at the Exxon today, but you'll never
I
know.
wish it would pop back up on my phone.
so you can check it out.
Maybe I could help.
Well, it's too late now, Rob. That child's dead.
My phone also updated yesterday, and it's confusing the hell out of me. The apps changed colors. Why would you do that? Why would they change like the settings and stuff? It's a different. The clock. It's a different color.
Colorblind. Yeah.
I think you need an iPhone.
Well, one of the reasons I still love my Samsung is the updates didn't happen very often. It wasn't like suddenly everything changed or your battery started sucking dry because you got a new update. That's never been a Samsung issue. But I got one of those random updates the other day, and I was looking for something yesterday, and like the settings, that's not your typical settings look. That looks completely different.
I don't know what it's supposed to look like.
It's like, look at your settings on your phone. It's the one that you see everywhere, but Samsung decided they were going to do theirs differently.
Well, you talking about this gray wheel,
so
looking
that's
thing?
the standard, and it used to be like that on all phones. Now Samsung decided they're going to get fancy. So it's the same basic idea, but it ain't the same.
I don't like that.
And the clock that went from I don't remember what color it was, to gray. It didn't used to be gray. And the phone icon, the phone app, it went to a different. I don't know what they're thinking. Why would they feel the need to change that, other than just for the sake of change?
Maybe they polled some people.
And people said, you know what? The problem with my phone is the settings app color's wrong.
Yeah.
It used to be blue and gray. I don't like that. No, they changed it for change's sake.
They said, I feel like the settings app could use some modernization.
Jazz it up a little bit for the modern.
Make it spiffy.
What are we talking about? I don't understand. But anyway, since the update, I can't quite figure out how to get back
to the Amber Alert.
To the Amber Alert.
Well,
so
R.I.P. to that kid, whoever it was.
It could have been a silver alert, a copper. Is there a copper?
I don't know.
Silver.
Silver's old people.
There's amber.
Amber's kids.
What's the clear alert? There's another alert. Don't we have a third one?
I don't know.
Is there a pet alert?
No, I don't think they won't wake you up with that.
Yeah, they would. There's a third one.
I think there is, but I don't know what the.
So, as we're on this subject, did you hear? Do you remember what happened in Hawaii about 2 or 3 years ago, when everybody got the alerts on their phone that a missile attack was imminent?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
That'll ruin your day.
Yeah,
we're under attack. Seek shelter.
Yeah. If we got that now, what do we do? Like,
I don't know.
Just turn it off because I thought it was another Amber Alert.
It actually may have been, and Rob just ignored it. It's like
we're under attack.
It's like,
damn it! It's 4:30.
Tell everyone you know. Oh yeah, I'm not doing that.
I'm asleep.
Yeah. They left it to Rob. They sent it to Rob only because they knew that he had. He said, "You've got a radio audience. We need you to tell all the people."
No, I can't. It's too early.
No
one wants. That's bad news.
And you were awake.
I was in the car. It scared me. Just listen to my podcast and bam.
You a podcast, huh?
Well, it's my morning sports download.
Oh, okay. I thought you listened to music on the way in.
Some days I do, but last night there was I didn't watch any sports, so I was
there were no sports.
I know, so I needed to get plugged back in to see what was going on in the world because I was busy watching Mobland.
Do you remember when there was a
dude
I started
cut
watching
with
that.
a chainsaw last night?
Yeah, that's good.
Woo.
Do you remember when baseball was like on top of the sports world?
I was of an age back in the 70s when it mattered.
Even when I was like a kid, baseball was a big deal.
It was
Right,
waning by the
80s?
early 80s. But yeah. But,
70s and
your
80s.
kid, you're right, because it had a bump. When you were a kid, you had the Sosa bump.
Well, that
The
was when
Sosa McGuire bump.
that was when I was 18, 19 years old.
See, that's a kid. Sorry.
Yeah.
I come from a Tommy John era.
I'm the first baseball player that I really was fascinated with, to give you an idea of my age, was J.R. Reed with the Astros.
Okay.
In my memory, when I go back in time and I think, who's the first baseball player? Him and Cesar Cedeno and Jose Cruz. So those three
Jose
Astros,
Cruz,
Oh yeah,
baby.
Jose Cruz.
they were the formation of my baseball love. So that would be mid-70s, I guess.
Okay.
And it mattered back then.
Yeah, and now when I say, "Oh, there was no sports last night," I'm just like pretending like baseball doesn't happen anymore.
I know, but it's still, to me, until we even get into the pennant run, baseball's still in preseason to me. I'll come back in July. I'll be around. When it matters, I'll be here, and I'll enjoy it on the weekends, and I'll stop and watch an inning or two, and I'll pay attention to Shohei when he's up, and if Judge is on TV, I'll turn it on. But dude, I ain't just putting on a random game on a Tuesday night. I don't have the patience and the wherewithal. I just don't care.
I'm with you. It's just there's something about like I'm not. Back in the day, I would.
Yeah, if it would be background noise. It would be the white noise, and I choose to have different white noise now.
What's happened to it? What's happened to is it baseball or is it us?
No, I think it's a little bit of us, but I also think, my God, it's just May. We got 100 games to play. There's no drama unless it's a player doing something unique.
It's the same thing I feel about regular season NBA, I guess. I don't. This is why football is so. They've got it all figured out, man. I don't know what they do.
Short blast,
it's like,
and leave you wanting more.
Oh, can you imagine just like, oh, I'm not going to watch football this Sunday.
Yeah, I'll just pass it up. The 25 weeks I have, I'll just give this one up.
I can't even imagine thinking like that.
And it's not 25 weeks. It's like we get about 100 days of football. Seriously. We have a lot of in between, but when you're talking about literal days with football being played, we get about 100 days.
Yeah. But really, like, and I know Mondays and those things count, but like, imagine giving up a Sunday where let's say there's like 20, 25 of those all season long that really are for football, just giving one up and saying, no,
I'm not. I'm going to watch.
I won't watch any football.
I'll watch a movie today.
Like, that's why when people say, "Oh, I'm getting married in November," I'm like, "What?
Why?
Only in Texas." Your team better have a bye week.
Everyone hates you. Like, you know what I mean?
My team better have a bye week.
Yeah.
You get married on Saturday.
Yeah, but then there's there's
college
other kinds of football.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Sunday, I haven't been to too many weddings on Sunday, but on Saturday, I better be on a bye week, and there better be a TV at the reception.
Kitty Big Balls, what do you think about people having weddings in the fall?
See? See, there we go.
Yeah, exactly.
The presence is perfect.
I know.
Yeah,
That's
Kitty Big Balls knows. By the way,
that's exactly what I was thinking.
Did you see any of his partners running around this morning?
No.
I didn't either. It's been for the last 2 days. There have been none.
I saw the black cat yesterday.
Oh, see, I didn't even. Oh, Kitty went out to check when I said that.
Oh, yeah, he's going to check on his friends.
Check. Like, what? They're not here?
Yeah,
but no cats this morning or yesterday for me.
Oh. I wonder if someone's exterminating them.
Or he was just the leader of the pack. He knew what to do, and they just followed him.
Well, I think that was actually the case.
So I think they've just scattered to the winds.
Maybe so. We've got a hell of a show for you planned today. First of all, we've got a lot of giveaways. Again, we're giving away so much stuff. Vic is going to sing some Simple Plan later on. We'll give away those tickets. The Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, an early screening ticket giveaway.
Yeah.
What?
For tomorrow.
Oh man, I bet there's gonna be celebrities in attendance
At the River Center?
Well, you don't think so? You think that's ridiculous that there would be celebrities there?
At the River Center?
Yeah.
There might be one or two.
Yeah.
The
River Center. Yeah.
The River Center? When was the last time you went to a movie at the River Center Mall?
About 10
Have you
years
ever
ago.
seen the IMAX version of The Alamo?
No, I haven't.
They run it. I think they still
okay.
run it.
Yeah.
That was the first IMAX in San Antonio, was at the River Center Mall when that place opened up.
I don't remember the last movie.
I didn't even know that theater was still open.
Of course it is, Rob.
Oh, I'm not mad at it. It'd be worth going. Go to the movie, go to the river.
I think that's what the people who aren't from in town, they generally.
Yeah.
That's probably their destination.
The River Center Mall, though, it's had a bit of a resurgence over the last couple of years, but there were a couple of running gun battles.
Oh.
That went on a couple of years back, and it kind of turned into one of the shoe stores and baby clothes.
And
they had a food court.
A good food court.
And they've got.
But no national brands. It's all local food.
They've got jerseys. There's a jersey store.
Jerseys, lids.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
A Champs,
Piercings.
I think it was.
Yeah.
You have a Champs still. I don't know
A
if it's-
Champs. See,
yeah.
it turned into that mall, but I think they've kind of upgraded it since. But
Now there's a Claire's.
great reason, a great reason now to go down to the River Center Mall.
Yeah, somebody will get to go to the early screen. I bet it's gonna be like Greg Popovich might be there.
Oh, you'd
I'm
hope.
not saying for sure, but I'm saying Greg Popovich might be there.
Could be. He will be
Tom
within
Cruise
50
will.
miles, I'll bet.
I bet he is. Yeah, I bet he's close to within 50 miles of that. But you never know. The Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders live show and audition over there at the Majestic Theater. We'll have that. And again, we'll qualify someone to go to ACL, and they'll get a $50 gift card on top of that. We made a mistake yesterday, Vic.
Yeah, I got with Nick. Yeah, he told me.
So
Whose mistake was it?
we couldn't fit. I saw them going through our
Yeah, I think-
paperwork, but
Yeah, all it was Nick forgot to delete that
Okay.
one line. That's all it was.
Yeah.
We were trying to narrow it down. He's all, "Are you sure?" It's like I just.
and we looked it up to see their tour dates, and it's 713.
Yeah. So Simple Plan is actually they're too. When the tour says bigger than you think, it is. They're too big to come to San Antonio. Apparently, they're like, no, we're not doing that.
Nah,
we're not.
we're
That's
going to Houston.
Yeah, we're going to Houston instead. So they want you to go see him in Houston.
Is that a travel band? Would you really get up and go?
No.
I mean, I'm not. I mean, I'm sure there might be a lot of.
I'm
Simple
sure
Plan
there are
fans.
people who would. Yeah, but no, not for me. I just like to sing their songs myself, and I don't even need them. As you heard yesterday, I did a great rendition.
Yeah, I'm thinking I need them.
Are we out of Four Horsemen tickets? Is that what happened? Or
Yeah.
did someone get mad at me yesterday for did Rob say don't give away any more of those tickets?
The Blitz is giving him away.
What?
It's their turn.
Yeah.
We'll see. I wonder if Jason. I wonder if Minix finds it an affront, because Metallica's his U2. You know what I mean? It's his band,
Okay.
Yeah.
and to know that I wonder if he appreciates a tribute band as a total Metallica loyalist.
I mean, I guess you
I do.
you like the U2
I
tribute
do because
band.
it's a chance to go, but it's a different vibe than Metallica. You know what I mean?
I don't think I want to see a tribute band of my favorite bands.
And I don't know if because I just feel like it's a different kind of vibe. Metallica brings something that only those guys can bring.
Yeah. I don't know. But this is the only album quality Metallica tribute band.
Whenever
so,
we talk about this, I feel like I need to go watch that Marky Mark movie. The
uh,
Steel Dragon or whatever that one.
Steel Panther?
Steel Panther.
Steel Panther, yeah.
I need to go watch that movie again to really understand.
or Ted.
Well,
Oh,
I no,
Ted is
understand that. Well, yeah,
I
but
love
for a whole
Ted.
other purpose.
That is awesome, man. I
For
love it.
the vibe of a tribute band, you know.
Yeah.
Because you get the sense that that they're not ripping them off. These dudes just genuinely love Metallica.
How did I know Vic would say, "Oh, I love Ted"?
See, I never found Ted that
awesome.
funny.
It's because Vic's a pothead. He's
Well,
a reefer head.
Awesome.
I don't find human pet interaction funny. I just don't find that.
You don't think talking toys
no,
are funny?
That just doesn't. If it's
I-
a cartoon, I'm down.
I
But
see, I
live
hate
action, I find it.
cartoons.
I find it like.
I don't
no.
like cartoons.
No,
but
you
I
really?
do.
Yeah, I
no,
don't.
you like King of the Hill. You
You like
them.
King of the Hill
I like
and
King of-
Family
I
and
do.
Simpsons and
I
stuff.
do, but I like movies. I can't sit down and watch a whole movie of cartoons.
well, I can't remember one I'd even wanted to do that.
I do that.
Okay,
I
what
do
about
that every day.
what was the back in the early '70s?
You got grandkids that take over your TV.
Oh,
don't
no.
you?
Yeah.
Actually, I'm making them watch Star Wars.
Oh, okay.
Well, you can watch plenty of.
No, Heavy Metal was my
yeah,
first.
Heavy Metal.
was my first cartoon.
Never
movie.
watched Heavy Metal.
No,
You need to watch that.
I don't need to
AJ.
watch it. I don't like cartoon movies.
Oh,
I just
you'll
told
like
you.
this one.
No, you'll like this one.
No.
Oh, it's a
Yeah.
Heavy Metal.
There's boobies in it, huh?
Yeah.
Cartoon boobies.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that, but no, I'm not into that. I'm not
that
into
movie
cartoon
changed my
movie.
life.
I'm into
That movie
I'm
was,
into I'm into regular boobies, live action boobies, not like
Well,
you, not like
back
you
then,
children.
Well, that's what I learned. What the White was
back then. I didn't know what they were doing.
What the white was? Is that what you're saying?
The Pablo Escobar, the cocaine.
Oh,
yeah,
cocaina.
Yeah, the cocaina.
Huh.
Yeah,
have to go
well, it
find
was
that
called
movie.
Space Coke.
Yeah.
It had that orb, that
Yeah,
little thing that was going through time. Wow.
I still don't know what that is, so I better not watch that.
Flashback.
That'll get you. That's how any movie that is showing drugs is just it's poisoning our children's minds. I think that's what we need to all remember.
Well, the thing
here.
is, you don't see that nearly as much as you did when we were coming up.
Drugs in movies. I think you still see drugs in movies all the time. Not like Scarface, where he's like got his face in the in a pile of it,
in
but
the mountain of it. But,
yeah.
It was more illicit back then, but more also.
That was also very wasteful of Tony Montana, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he's about to get shot up, but still, spoiler alert. All right, let's hit a break. We'll be right back. Yeah, I can't believe it. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
What? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning as you head into your morning commute. 1604 westbound from I-10 to 281. Right now, about a 17-minute ride. 1604 northbound from I-10 up to 35. That should take you about 10-12 minutes. On 281 southbound Bastion down to 35. That's a 5-minute ride. I-10 eastbound Loop 410 to 1604, about 5-7 minutes. Now, we do have this closure on Highway 90 on the frontage road, eastbound Hunt Lane to 410. We've also got the exit blocked, water main break repair underway. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off. Free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Big cash giveaway, yeah. $250,000, yes. The next 10 months, GiveMeTheVin.com is giving back. Everyone that sells us their car gets put in the drawing, and monthly we're pulling out $25,000 and giving it to you. So not only are we the top of the market buyer, but you got a chance to win $25,000. That's what we mean by big cash giveaway. GiveMeTheVin.com. They don't call us America's best car buyer for nothing.
No purchase necessary. For official rules, go to GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
You've decided to divorce. I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you're worried about getting the bills paid, childcare, and your divorce, we'll help make it simple, painless, and affordable.
Your future matters. Call the law office of Steve Benke.
Call 210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
Have you been thinking about starting TRT? The time is now. You can visit any Synergenics or Low T center and get your consultation and test free. Don't let Low T slow you down this summer. Get the energy you need at Low T Center and Synergenics. Offer limited. Book now at FixMyLowT.com.
During National Military Appreciation Month, we at University of Maryland Global Campus say thank you to the service members, veterans, and families who dedicate their lives to our country. We are deeply grateful. For over 75 years, UMGC has proudly served the military community, from installations overseas to the communities you call home. Wherever you serve, we stand with you. Learn more at umgc.edu/thanks. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 and Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, to check you have your phone first, before the cab pulls away.
Hey, thanks, man. No, wait, my phone! Come back! It's got my boarding pass, credit cards, phone numbers, my life! Come back!
Checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sinks overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
It's Clean Car Month. Right now, get the Pro X1 Car Care Collection Wash Kit for just $19.99, exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Morning Huddle 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. We get underway with the conference finals tonight. This is one of the bands where all of their songs sound exactly the same to me.
Yeah.
Godsmack. I'm not a big fan.
They had a few songs, though, but that was
But they're all the same. That's the problem.
Yeah.
And it's like they've got one called Stay Away, and then I think they've got one called Get Away. And it's like,
And then one called Put Away.
Yeah.
Got away.
Get away, then stay away. Go away. Leave me alone. Yeah, not my thing, not my jam, but they were of an era. The conference finals get underway tonight with the West taking center stage. The Timberwolves and the Thunders go at it tonight. And I am of the belief that this is maybe not quite a coronation. I think the Timberwolves might win a game. I think the Thunder are going to absolutely hammer this team, though. I just think they're too good.
I think it'll be 6. I don't think it'll be
6?
a gentleman. Minnesota's got 2 wins in them, but I agree that this is. I thought last series was going to be a launching pad for Anthony Edwards. One of those things. It's time to take the next step. Well, I know for sure one of the 2 dudes in this tournament will be launched. Shea is already there. He's going to get his MVP when they head toward the finals. But there's the opportunity now to back up the trophy with play. And I remember when David got MVP stuff. He didn't get the MVP. He got, maybe he did get MVP.
He did.
And he went in with Elijah. But he got the IBM award. There was some kind of big award, too, that he'd gotten that Elijah one coveted. And it wasn't the launch that they had hoped it would be because he got his ass kicked by Akeem. So, why Shea might get the MVP, if Anthony Edwards shows up and goes 45 a night, it'll be kind of anticlimactic. So I think that the team, Oklahoma City as a team, are going to push Shea Gilgeous to the forefront. Not only is he going to get the MVP, he's going to look like the MVP for the next 6 games.
The Timberwolves and Thunder have played 4 times already this season. They went 2-2.
Yeah.
Which, when you consider that the Thunder only lost 14 games in the regular season, and 2 of them were to the Timberwolves, maybe it is going to be more of a series than I think.
Well, 6 games ain't a series, really. I mean, it depends on how those 2 are won. I just think Minnesota's got 2 wins in them, but they're not nearly as good as Oklahoma City. But they have been here. So there is that been there, done that quotient that we've seen the young teams have to fight through. And maybe Oklahoma City's conquered that, coming through Denver like they did, but there's still adversity to be seen.
How about 37.5 points per game in the 4 games for Shea? against Minnesota.
MVP's got to be an MVP.
I think he's going to do just fine.
But you don't want to get outplayed and then get the trophy. It never feels right, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
And Anthony Edwards is going to have to be on the forefront of them because they're going to have to make Shea and they're going to have to make that defense be less sticky to their own dude. They're going to have to make – somebody's going to have to make a play consistently to have enough gravitational pull to pull some of that Oklahoma City sticky man defense out of there. The help has to come from someplace. You're going to have to be a man to bring other men with you. So it's going to take an Anthony Edwards to go and be a volume dude that we're going to have to send somebody else to help that will help to open up this offense because height ain't going to help. They don't have the height advantage with Rudy. Edge ain't going to help. It's going to be what can we do to get Oklahoma City out of that sticky man-to-man that causes turnovers, that causes that wave upon wave action that when you look up suddenly you're down by 16 points, though you feel like you're playing pretty good.
Yeah, I'm curious to see who the next guy is for Minnesota. Like who besides.
Well, it's going to have to be Julius Randle. It's going to have to be. The young kid might step up, but Julius is going to have to be that weight on the other side of the court, the weight that's down on the post or at least on the edges and the elbows with Anthony Edwards on the top. He's going to have to provide some offense. He's the first dude that they're going to look to do it with.
Yeah, I kind of think Jaden McDaniels.
Well, he's the kid, and I think Jaden's going to be the third option. But you're going to have to go to the men. You're going to have to go to the dudes that you can expect or are expected to be able to contribute first. Because Oklahoma City's defense is so tough. Do you really want to trust Jaden Daniels initially? It has to come to him in the flow. I'm not going to be active to get it to him, but I'm going to be active to get it to Randall. I want to see if he can manipulate and work either single or in through the double teams and dish out of it. I'm going to go that way, especially with a team in Minnesota that only has a couple of three dudes that can really go get you a bunch of points.
Mike Conley, you're talking about. Your favorite guy.
At some point, the pity for Mike Conley, so maybe he can make it to a finals, but that guy, he is I'm not going to say anything negative about him. He's been a fine basketball player all his life, but he's a lot like Kirk Cousins. He just blundered into billions. Just was there at the right time.
Showed up on the right day.
He was there. He was born on the right day. He was there in Memphis at the right time, and wherever he landed, he just kept getting paid more and more money.
Yeah, I think that they trust Jaden McDaniels more than you might think they do, and quite frankly, I mean, I don't know.
What were his numbers against Oklahoma City?
Let's see. Last game they played, he was 9 of 18, 21 points.
Perfect.
6 boards, 5 assists.
Repeat that, baby. You do that, you're brilliant.
Yeah, they would take that. I'm certain. But yeah, I mean, when it comes to Randall, I mean, they are looking at him as their number 2 guy.
He has to be.
I don't know.
Well, he picks up fouls when he's offensively minded and making the correct move. When he's not forcing shots but getting in there. He's a foul getter. He's a lefty, awkward dude, so he picks up a lot of fouls. He slows the game down when Oklahoma City's trying to move. He does a lot of things when he's on to help you win. The problem is he can be a bit of a black hole. He could be a bit of a give me the ball and go to hell kind of a guy. So he can shoot you out of a game just as quickly as he can hustle his way in.
How wild is it that 2 years ago these two teams played in the play-in tournament to decide who would get the 8 seed? And now here they are in the conference finals.
Well, Minnesota's back again. I mean, they've all. I mean, these are the teams that progressed and did it right. They did the steps required. Minnesota's actually a step ahead.
Yeah. What do you think of this matchup, Kitty Big Balls? Let's see what the Kitty thinks.
Looks like OKC in 6.
Yeah, he agrees. He agrees completely. All right, let's hit a break. It is the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning as you head into your morning commute. 1604 westbound from I-10 to 281. Right now about a 17-minute ride. 1604 northbound from I-10 up to 35. That should take you about 10-12 minutes. On 281 southbound Bastion down to 35. That's a 5-minute ride. I-10 eastbound Loop 410 to 1604 about 5-7 minutes. Now, we do have this closure on Highway 90 on the frontage road, eastbound Hunt Lane to 410. We've also got the exit blocked water main break repair underway. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code RADIO for an extra 5% off.
Spring is here, and in South Texas, that means storms, wind, rain, and hail. If you've been hit by a storm or think you have damage, now is the time to contact Stevens Roofing and Solar at 210-785-0994. Don't put your trust in an out-of-town storm chaser. Stevens Roofing is a family-owned, locally based company who will be here for years to come. The team at Stevens Roofing and Solar will give you peace of mind when the storms come rolling in. Call 210-785-0994 for Stevens Roofing.
George gets justice. If you've been injured, get George, because George gets justice. With over 100 years of combined experience and a relentless dedication to your case, the attorneys at George Salinas Injury Lawyers will fight for what's right. If you've been injured and it's not your fault, get George and get the compensation you deserve. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. Getgeorge.com.
Progressive knows when you own a boat or RV, it's like you're automatically on vacation, even if you're actually a marriage counselor in the middle of couples therapy. But in your mind, you're camping in Acadia, puttering around Frenchman Bay. Your boat and RV are both protected. You're lobster drenched in butter and... Uh-oh, did your clients just notice you weren't listening? Quick, do the thing where you just repeat back exactly what they said but as a question. They bought it. Now back to Maine, earning an automatic discount bundling your boat or RV with your home or auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/radio, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. HIMS.com/RADIO.
Hunger striking, snack time calling, it's crunch time. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds brings you the boldest protein-packed crunch you can't resist with mouth-watering flavors like hot honey, sweet barbecue, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Why settle for chips when you can level up your snacking game? Plus, they're low-carb, high-protein, and made for adventurous appetites. Score big flavor today. Grab Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds at H-E-B. The WNBA season is here. You want to make those games more interesting and exciting to watch? Make sure you've got a chance at cash from Underdog, one of the leading places to make all your sports picks. The Underdog app has over 100,000 five-star reviews, millions of players, and all you have to do is choose higher or lower on predicted stats to win cold hard cash. Download the Underdog app, sign up with my promo code STAR to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Again, use promo code STAR at Underdog. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Massachusetts and Arizona, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. In Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
...to...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
This is Joe Reinagle. You're listening to the home of the Aggies, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. What do you think of this music, Kitty?
It's a great song. If you leave. You don't know the words of this one?
No.
What?
I do know. I only know the chorus of this.
Well, no one knows all the words.
Yeah.
Shout out to my brother on the way in to get something done this morning. He just texted. He's listening.
What's he getting on his way to get something done, like some plastic surgery or something?
Yeah, he's having his
get a nose job.
He's getting that BBL. He's finally
been
saving up for.
Finally.
Oh,
I like your brother's natural ass.
Well, it's getting a little flat in his older years.
Yeah,
his wife wants a little badunkadunk.
Whatever.
So
I guess
whatever his mama wants.
Whatever brings her joy. That's all that matters. That's right. Well, there you go. Shout out to old Jason who's tuned in today. What a guy. Is he eligible to win tickets to the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders live show
He's
and
already
audition?
got them.
Okay.
He was first in line again.
Yeah, I figured he would be. We'll give away those coming up in the next segment, so you got to stay tuned for that.
I'm so intrigued. I need to go and see exactly what's going to go on here.
And that's a great explanation to your wife. Like, I just have to go and see it.
Are we going to see like their sideline routine?
No. Do you think?
Are they going to act? Are we going to get like a one-act play?
Do you think they'll be measured?
I would see. Maybe. So I would go for that.
You would go watch them get measured?
Sure.
Oh, it's so terrible.
Tail of the tape. No, it doesn't like at the combine. Oh, those aren't D's. You're not 6'10". You're only 6'7".
I got a feeling
those aren't
What
D's.
Are they on, size 2 or 1 or what?
I got a feeling that if we had access to Pornhub here in Texas, we'd see something like this from the back room a little bit later. So what brings you here today? You want to be a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader, huh?
And
she's like, yeah, I right now I am a waitress at Jim's restaurant, but they're closing, so I need to get a new job and stuff. So
I need girls that are comfortable in front of the camera.
Are you comfortable? Yeah, I kind of like being the center of attention. Are you comfortable in all forms of dress?
You ever worked in photo modeling?
Have you? How comfortable are you in a bikini or maybe lingerie? Oh yes,
Vic found it.
Yeah, Vic found exactly what it is.
This isn't porn. This is just behind the scenes.
No, this could turn into it, though.
Well,
This was a while back,
I've
though,
seen
but
some
this is
movies
what
that
happens.
started this way.
Tie your girls in, it says. Oh, man. Imagine being the person who your only job is to,
Fit a Dallas Cowboys
yeah,
cheerleader.
to put their clothes on them and make sure their clothes look right.
So back in the day, there was gonna have to cover that tramp stamp.
Oh no!
A little bit of base cover that right up.
A little base,
A little
right?
base cover that right up.
Little pancake, whatever
A
that
little
is.
pancake, little bondo back
Oh, the rookie candidate. Oh, there they are with the cameras. Yep. Oh,
Turn on the fan.
The fan making their hair wave.
That's right.
Oh yeah, there's
Now
what's
Kelly
her name.
Finglass will
Yeah.
actually. I want that job.
That
Will
is-
actually be here. It appears with the show.
And
Yeah.
you know her?
Yeah, and you'll run into her.
Okay.
Things. Yeah, she's been in charge of the.
Yeah, she's the face of it. For a
Yeah,
while.
for the.
So she's a
cheerleaders for
real
long time.
professional.
She is. Well, this is a moneymaker, man. They're shaking it.
Well,
yeah,
maybe,
you'll
maybe
see
it's
her
not
around.
going to go the way I thought it was going to go then. If the boss is there,
It's going pretty well.
they'd have to. They'd have to wait till they, especially if they have a lady boss. They probably she'd probably frown on that. This is a job for like Trump.
Yes.
Jeez.
That's why you buy a beauty pageant.
I am a Cowboys fan. I must say, it's brilliant what they've done with those cheerleaders. They know.
So what year are these?
They know what
This
sells.
is 2020, 2021.
Not too old for me now.
Yeah, gross.
What are they?
Yeah.
What, like 25 now?
Yeah.
God,
Ugh.
what, you want a gilf?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I bet these girls can buy their own alcohol now.
What's the point now?
What do they need with me? They can buy their own booze.
Alcohol. They don't need me no more.
All right, let's take our last break of the hour. We'll wrap up hour number 1. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1.
We had so much fun last week, we're doing it again. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is gearing up once more to send you to the Austin City Limits Music Festival. 9 stages, 2 weekends. More big-time artists than a Texas tailgate during rodeo season. October 3rd through the 5th, and again October 10th through the 12th. Right up the road in the live music capital of the world. We're talking Sabrina Carpenter, Hosier, Doja Cat, Luke Combs, The Strokes, John Summit, Doechii, Fade, and a whole mess of other artists turned up Zilker Park into the biggest backyard party in Texas. Listen to the Morning Huddle and the Blitz all this week for another shot to win a pair of 3-day wristbands to Weekend 2. We'll crown one lucky winner on each show this Friday, and every qualifier scores a $50 gift card to Mellow Mushroom at 1604 and Stone Oak Parkway. Cold drinks, hot pizza, 3-day ACL wristbands. Now, that's a South Texas trifecta. Grand Slam in the bottom of the 9th. Want to skip the contest and buy your way in? Head to aclfest.com. But we say, why pay when you can win? With 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Carbach Brewing was not born in San Antonio, Texas, but they have certainly gone out of their way to make San Antonio their second home. We had the head brewer come in, and he said when they first started to reach outside of Houston, San Antonio was the place they wanted to be, and does it show. Carbach beer is all over our great city, from their in-your-face flagship IPA, Hopadillo, to the Ziegenbach, to their bestseller, the Love Street, their Kolsch-style blonde. There is something for everyone in Carbach's lineup, and it is all over the place. Of course, you're going to find it at the grocery stores. Of course, you're going to find it at the liquor stores, but it's also at a bunch of bars and restaurants around town. They wanted to make this their second home, and that's what it's become. So when you're out, you're watching the games at your local sports bar, your local restaurant, your local hangout, you're thinking, I want to elevate my beer game a little bit. Well, friend, wherever you're at, they probably have some Carbach either on tap or in cans. So when you're out and about doing your thing, go ahead and make sure to ask your bartender to please make it a Carbach.
Gomez Law Firm has been fighting for the rights of San Antonians for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here. What is something you see often as a personal injury attorney and protecting your clients?
The one thing we always see without fault in a case is that the insurance company will always reach out to them soon after the collision, and they try to get them to agree to a low settlement. They try to get them to agree to signing a piece of paper. They want them essentially to sign their rights away without ever even consulting with an attorney, right? In the grand scheme of things, if you sign a piece of paper, you're signing your future interest away. So that's why it's so important to call the Gomez Law Firm, because we make sure we protect your rights, and you're not signing your life away, you're not signing your rights away.
If you or your family have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then call the Gomez Law Firm first. 210-736-4040 or visit joegomezlaw.com. Protect your family and protect your rights.
And remember, Gomez Law Fights.
Hey, San Antonio. Multiple tours overseas, years of protecting the country. It all adds up at University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn up to 90 credits for prior learning, military experience, and training toward our low-cost degree and certificate programs. We call that credit where credit is due. For over 75 years, our dedicated success coaches have been helping service members achieve their goals. Get started with local support and online and hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
Imagine selling your home and getting paid before and after it sells. It's like getting paid twice. Jason Minix here from San Antonio Sports Star. You can do that with Orchard. Orchard puts cash into your pocket so you can buy your dream home. Then your Orchard experts prepare and market your old home, including repairs, showings, even price-boosting upgrades. And here's why Orchard's the best. When your home sells for more, which happens 9 times out of 10, you get that cash too. It's almost like getting paid twice. That's why Orchard is the smarter, faster, hassle-free way to sell your home. Orchard can unlock cash from your old home to use on your new home. That's payday 1. Then you buy your new place, and once you're in, Orchard sells your old home for top dollar. You get that money too. Boom, payday 2. Learn how you can make more with Orchard. Start with your free home valuation at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com.
When you're hiring, Have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
There's a reason Intuitive Services Group handles our janitorial needs here at 94.1. They're local and serious about cleanliness. From nightly cleaning to detailed floor care, they deliver. We trust them, and you can too. Call Mo at 830-470-3007. That's 830-470-3007.
Always find what you love at Total Wine & More. With so many bottles to choose from, at the lowest prices for over 30 years, find what you love and love what you find at Total Wine & More. Spirits not sold in Virginia and North Carolina. Drink responsibly. B21.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Oochie wally wally, oochie bang bang, oochie wally wally. Chris says he hopes the Wolves pull this off. Chris, I see this every day from Chris. Chris really hates the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure why. Like, they seem like not a very hateable team.
Yeah, over the time with San Antonio, there's some reasons to keep back in. I mean, this is the lineage of, Oklahoma City Thunder, but back in the day,
the Sonics,
Serge Ibaka and Russell. I mean, that was kind of the end of our glory years. They ended it. Tim's last game was against the Thunders.
Okay.
So there's some dislike there. And, they were kind of always our little brother. Presty went up there and built things up.
But it's just like...
No, there's nothing to dislike. It's kind of like amongst the family. It's like the weird cousin who suddenly got successful. You're like, that guy got the, that guy's making that kind of money.
Well, he's been like from the beginning. He's like, I want anybody but the Thunder. He hates the Thunder.
I get it.
It's just a weird team to have like a real disdain for because they've never. The only teams I ever have disdain for are the teams that win.
Well, the other side of that was, think of all the talent they've had that couldn't pull it off. I mean, you had Durant and Westbrook and Harden and, George and all these dudes came in. Chris Paul at some point.
But is that a reason to hate him?
No,
or
but it's
I kind of feel bad for him.
I don't know what there is to hate, but I can see willful indifference.
Yeah, I hate teams that have had success because I'm a hater. Like, I hate the Lakers. I hate the Celtics. Just because they've won enough. It's enough already.
There's certainly amount of that. But
but like teams like the Thunder and the Pacers, like, I don't know how you can hate the Pacers. Like, I mean, what's to hate? I wasn't like the biggest Reggie Miller fan, but I liked him when he beat the Knicks.
Oh no, I don't,
because I don't like the Knicks.
But I don't understand those. But as far as Oklahoma City goes, if you were of an age and you watched them kick our ass and knock us out of the playoffs once, or twice,
once.
I mean, they did end our playoff run. I mean, we did watch Tim walk off with his hand up the last time. So that's enough for me not to like him.
Okay.
And Serge Ibaka always rubbed me the wrong way.
I guess so. Yeah, I just
I say that. I don't know. I'm just trying to find a reason to not like them.
I can't have much disdain for them. I don't know. They just seem like they're kind of cuddly. You know what I mean? Like they're one of those teams like, oh, that's cute. They made it this far. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, they're also the old Sonics.
Oh, bless their hearts.
And we did shut them down in Seattle. We beat them in their last game in Seattle.
See?
Closed the door on
Even
them.
Stevens.
Ended the basketball life of the Sonics.
Even Stevens. At least the Spurs got a game after Tim Duncan walked off the floor. They got to keep playing.
We shut that building down. Next thing to do in there was a Kraken.
Yeah. They're not even in that building anymore. They had to get a new building.
They had a crazy cool stadium, though. It was underground. You walked in.
Oh, yeah.
You were on the, top row.
Their stadium now is pretty badass.
I haven't been.
The Climate Pledge Arena.
Is that's the Kraken and the what's the WNBA team?
Squid. The Seattle Slappies.
Flannels.
Storms. Storm. Storm.
Flannels.
Storm. Everybody knows that. It's the Seattle Storm. Don't be stupid, Rob. We'll be back. Morning Huddle. Give away these Cowboys tickets on the other side. Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
On your ride to work, it's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off, free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
At the Institute for Functional Health, we are dedicated to helping you live life fully. Playing with your kids, golfing, and feeling great without relying on pills. We're not about treating symptoms temporarily. We're about extending your health span, the years you live in good health. I'm Dr. Torres, and for over a decade, my team has transformed lives by tackling health issues at the root. Tired of medications without real answers? Take control of your health with us. Call 210-468-1891 for a free Discovery Day consultation or visit iffhealth.com. Improve your health span today.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation.
Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row.
Groundworks is the official foundation repair company of Texas Athletics. Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Here's comedian Howie Mandel for hands-free Cozy Fit Skechers slip-ins.
Yeah, I'm holding a new Cozy Fit Skechers slip-in sneaker, and first of all, I barely know I'm holding it. It's that light. You see, Cozy Fit is a cool new sneaker where the upper is made of a soft quilted material. It's kind of like a little puffer jacket for your feet, except it looks like a super stylish sneaker.
Introducing new Cozy Fit Skechers slip-ins, the latest comfort creation from Skechers. You can find Cozy Fit Skechers slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your RV, RV wins.
What, are you going to take the RV to the mountains or go pick up your dry cleaning?
RV wins!
Are we cleaning the gutters or taking the RV camping?
RV wins!
Are we getting a new passport or cruising up the coast?
RV wins!
Don't forget, you got that trip to Sweden coming up.
Oh, yeah, passport, then RV.
With Progressive, you can bundle your RV with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings in your RV. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states and situations.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com, sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number Everything Smart Bed sale. Every smart bed and base are on sale during our Memorial Day event. Up to 50% off, plus free home delivery. Limited time. Exclusively to Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-499-9102. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-499-9102. That's 800-499-9102. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We do have an accident reported on Loop 410 on the frontage road southbound at 151. Right lane is blocked. We are slowing down on 90 eastbound 211 over to 410, and that's due to this ongoing road work on 90 on the frontage road eastbound. Hunt Lane to 410, that's slowing things down. We've got a closure there, the exit ramp blocked as well. Also slowing down 35 southbound Schertz Parkway on down to Loop 410. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The NBA playoffs pick up again tonight. The conference finals begin on the western side as the Minnesota Timberwolves are in Oklahoma City to take on the Thunder for Game 1. You can catch the game live on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1. In the NFL, the Eagles, coming off their Super Bowl championship, are extending head coach Nick Sirianni with a multi-year deal. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
SportsCenter brought to you by Centergenics. Book your appointment at fixmylowt.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Oh, yeah! Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Who wants to go see the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders live show and audition? That's right, baby. May 25th at the Majestic. Rob, you are not eligible to win these tickets.
Well, the court order be damned.
But
what's 150 feet?
Somebody's going to be like, what's that noise? Oh, it's Rob's ankle monitor going off. He knows he's not supposed to be here. They know he's not supposed to be here.
There's God's law and man's law. God wants me to be near to the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. Take them down a notch or two.
Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. Imagine any of those girls looking at you even. Just be like, oh, you look like my grandpa.
Your dad was here. That's not my dad. That's my grandpa.
Did you bring your grandpa?
Hey, baby.
It's weird that you brought your grandpa here to this.
I have a retirement account.
Ew.
And I have several blue half zips that I look really good in.
That's gross. He's like got his life figured out all the way.
I went to a happy hour at a place that I'm not going to name because I'm going to continue going back. My wife and I'm going to be 60 in September.
Okay.
This was a restaurant that I've been to many times. I was the youngest guy. My wife and I were the youngest people in this bar, and it was about 4 o'clock on a Friday. I mean, we were enjoying happy hour. Everybody else there was eating.
Okay.
I've never been at a happy hour where I was literally the youngest dude there.
Dude, that was me at, I forget what the name of that place is, but Jason Minix convinced me to go out to watch some band one night.
Mm-hmm. And it's disconcerting when you're like, man, where am I?
It is. I was like, what is going on? Everyone here is older than me.
They're all old.
This is weird. And I kept like, then I was like, oh, I found someone who's younger than me. And then they went behind the bar.
Yeah,
and I was like, son of
man.
a bitch. I'm at an old people bar. And it's disconcerting for multiple reasons, but mostly because you start to question, like, is just who I am now?
And that's you hit it
on
the
head. James is right. It's Pix. That's the name of it.
Yep. Been to Pix many times.
Were you ever the youngest person there?
Pretty close.
Yeah.
I'm of the median age. I can tell you that. I fit right in. I am not sold out.
There are people looking at me like, what are you doing here, Bubba?
And that's when you reach that, and there's lots of guys on the Brigade Bar that have no idea what we're talking about. But it's going to happen eventually. When you walk into a room and you go, wait a minute. everybody's younger than me.
Yeah, you feel like you're at an old folks' home.
Like, it's a disconcerting feeling that you never get over. You never get over it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like going to see your favorite band and you haven't seen them in 30 years and they're all gray. You're like, oh my God. I'd just soon you stay behind the curtain, man. I did not need to see you.
Like their cheek falls off and they pick it up and glue it back on.
I went and saw it was a big show. It was New Order. I went and saw New Order. And one of the keyboardists, I swear to God, she came out and she was like in a muumuu. She could have had curlers in. What is this?
You probably, back in the day, probably thought she was hot.
I don't remember what she looked. I just know it wasn't her grandmother that was playing.
Oh, man.
Anyway, let's get to the youthful side of war.
Yeah. The NXS show, your all-time favorite? No, yeah, I was also the youngest person at that show too.
We saw some older folks doing some very unfortunate,
very dirty things.
That doesn't need to be seen by anybody.
That was.
It is proof that we can still party with them.
That was vile, quite frankly. That was disturbing. Well, I don't think you'll be the youngest person at the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders live show and audition.
I'm glad I won't.
That's May 25th at the Majestic. If you want to go, be caller number 3. Caller number 3, you'll win a pair of tickets to go to the audition there and check out the new recruits. I don't know. I guess they put on a show. I don't know how this works, quite frankly.
I'm really at a loss, but I'm sure it's highly entertaining and worth every penny.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Adam says it's because it's Chet versus Wemby. That's why Spurs fans don't like Thunder.
And this is going to be, I don't know if it'll ever be, Russell Chamberlain, but it looks like this is going to be a 10-year, here we go again.
How many games have they played against each other? Like one?
Yeah, 1 or 2. But, I mean, we want to see this. This does feel like Foreman Ali. I mean, this does feel like we're going to get this a whole lot for a long time.
Yeah.
And if we can just both stay healthy at the same time, we'll get a whole lot more of it. Because if I'm Chet, and especially if I'm Victor, I want to play against this cat. I mean, it would be so much fun to go play against a dude who's built and plays just like you.
Yeah.
It would be, and I think we all want to see it for sure.
They are very so. But again, like as far as the rivalry goes,
they're too nice. They're not going to.
Call me when they're both actually. First of all, call me when they're both actually really good. Well, like when they both turn into what they're going to turn into.
Yeah, in about 8 years, when they both added about 25 pounds.
Right
and
now,
they can
it's it's like 2 baby kittens fighting with each other.
Oh, isn't that cute? That's so cute. Look at him. He's mad. Look at him flexing.
They're all awkward, and a couple baby giraffes running into each other, and the other one falls down and then helps him up. And then...
Well, in the annals of us, in San Antonio's, I guess we'll parse it as Duncan Shaq, though it might have been more Robinson Shaq. I mean, there was that.
I felt like it was Robinson Hakeem and then Duncan Shaq.
Yeah, that Robinson Hakeem thing didn't last very long.
No.
It was about 3 years of really tough battles, but both of them got old and kind of wore out.
Yeah.
So to me, when I think of the big man battles of the day, it was Tim and Shaq, Tim and Garnett. I mean, the big time battles. And the Tim and Garnett feels very natural,
was a good one.
Very appropriate to the Victor and Chet battle. I mean, they both respected each other. I didn't like Garnett much. During that time. I mean,
is it because of the
it was exactly because.
It wasn't because of his game.
No, it was because of the matchup. Because of the rivalry. In fact, it's one of those things where I didn't respect Garnett enough. I knew how great he was, but he had to retire for me to really appreciate everything that he did.
I guess I don't know. I mean, there's I only hate guys when they either cost me money or they beat my team like pretty consistently. Like Tom Brady. I hate Tom Brady. I'll always hate and now Patrick Mahomes is in that same category.
Yeah,
but also now I wonder if I'm going to hate the Chiefs when they stop being good.
You're going to go back to what you were before he got there, indifferent.
I think that's what it is.
You're going to go back to the team that you beat on a regular basis.
I don't even think about the Patriots anymore.
No, I'm indifferent, and I despised the guys, not the helmet. You know what I mean?
The only as a Bills fan, the only team that I've never liked, I've never I always want them to fail was the Dolphins, and the Jets were.
Why the Dolphins?
I don't know. Because they were
a Buffalo connection. I get
when I was a kid, the Dolphins were the other good team in the AFC East.
Truth.
So, or remember the Colts were in the AFC East back then too, and it was like the Colts stunk, the Patriots stunk, and the Jets have always been a joke. So it was the Bills and the Dolphins were the top 2 teams. So I always kind of hated the Dolphins.
What's your first Bills team? The Jim Kelly era?
Yeah. Because the reason I became a Bills fan is because Jim Kelly left the Houston Gamblers to go to the Buffalo Bills.
Makes sense.
So that was like Jim Kelly's first year in Buffalo was the first year that I was watching the Bills.
Previous to that, when I think of Buffalo, obviously it's OJ and the line, but Miami was always kind of like the good guy team in my mind. I never really disliked Miami. I always felt like those were nice guys. They went undefeated, and I had a Jim Kick jersey, and I hated the celebration.
I hate that they still pop champagne. It's like,
I hated that.
Shut up.
But, as I've aged, I've learned to appreciate it a little bit more. And, of those guys that used to toast every year, what's that old
Mercury
saying?
Morris was the guy that...
Jim Kick, Mercury Morris, Larry Zonka. We could throw Paul Warfield in there.
Yeah.
Bob Greasy, the quarterback. I mean, there was Larry Little at offensive line. They were kind of a legendary squad.
I hate them.
But that toast that strikes as you get older, one of us will see all the funerals, one of us will see none. And you see those old dudes get together every year to toast champagne, and they're dying off.
Yeah.
Now I appreciate them getting together, when before, I'll never forget them popping champagne for the 85 Bears when they lost.
Yeah.
We all thought that last game they'd finally have an undefeated team, and they were popping champagne right afterwards. And at that moment, I realized this is more than just, celebration of perfect team. This is a brotherhood that these guys are celebrating.
I want to see somebody go undefeated just to piss them
Well,
off.
yeah, and it'll happen, but I'm afraid when it finally does happen, none of them will be alive to see it.
I know.
Oh, Nick Bonacani also part of those great teams.
That's really disappointing that they're all gonna die off before it happens. Maybe Larry Zonka will make it.
He was a beast.
I like Larry Zonka on American Gladiators. That's where
That's right. He did too.
I loved American Gladiator. That was like my favorite show when I was.
Wrap your old ass in
great
some
show.
spandex and go fight Thor over here.
What a great show, Laser. I've watched all the documentaries about it. It just brings back. Now it makes me sad because I found out they were all doing steroids. I mean, I couldn't believe it. It just shocked me that Laser was doing steroids and Gemini. Like Gemini.
Gemini, was that the black dude?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And Laser was the long blonde haired.
Yeah. What's so funny about that, Vic?
I never saw it.
You never saw American Gladiators?
You never watched
Never.
that? Those guys used
I've never seen it.
They used to
What?
compete for the right to
Yeah.
get their ass royally kicked by either Laser. There was another one. What was the third big dude? Anyway, you'd make it through American Gladiators till the end, and then they'd get on that tightrope with the battle sticks. Like you get like the army
pugil
sticks.
yeah.
Dude, you get the living crap beat out of them by
Oh yes,
Gemini.
yeah. You need to watch that. You need to watch the.
It was a lot of fun.
You need to watch the documentaries about it. Malibu was the blonde. Laser had brown hair. Malibu was the blonde.
I'm thinking of the blonde dude.
Yeah.
Malibu.
Yeah, and then they had
doesn't sound very
the gals
tough, though.
were named like Zap and Lace. Who was the other one?
I can think of other names that are
Nitro.
Nitro.
He was one of the big ones.
There
Yeah.
has to probably be a Nitro.
It was a Nitro. Yeah, he was like one of the top dogs. Yeah. Ice was there. She was a hot chick.
Remember that movie Running Man when they had all those people trying to get Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Oh, yeah.
Like, is that where they got some of those names?
Probably. They probably stole it from that. Yeah. There was a Viper.
Yeah. See,
it was. If you watched it, it was on enough years where you had a rotating. Some of those guys left the Gladiators, and we had new ones join.
Yeah.
Right? Didn't we have a couple
if you watch the documentary, you'll see that they once American Gladiators got really big, and they started they were selling toys at Toys R Us of these people in lunchboxes, and the Gladiators got none of that money, and they were like, "Hey, what the hell? Like, we should be making a little bit more money than this." And they were like, "Yeah, you're fired. We'll bring in another Gladiator.
There's lots of meatheads out here.
Beat it, Diamond. We'll bring in Sky, and now you're fired."
I can't say those names because I'm afraid I'm going to cuss and say and make up my own name.
Joust? Is that another one?
Joust?
Yeah, Joust was one of the events. That was one of the events. My favorite event was the one where they had they had the cannon that shot tennis balls,
and you had to charge.
You're like
cannon?
you're trying to make it, and they're like blasting you with these cannons. I mean, that had to hurt to get hit with those things too. All right, enough talk about American Gladiators. We could talk about American Gladiators all day. I mean, we really could, but you know what? Actually, we might. I don't know. You'll have to stay tuned to see if all we talk about today is American Gladiators. Chances are good that we won't, but we might. I did see this, that Tom Cruise is maybe coming to a screening at San Antonio.
I've heard this. I've heard that the rumor that he's going to be here. Yeah.
So maybe the tickets that we give away coming up later on this hour to go see Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, the early screening at the River Center, maybe Tom Cruise will be there.
This is why this is at the River Center. I'll bet he will be at this one.
Uh-huh. Oh, man.
Because the AMC, remember AMC is a national brand and Santikos is kind of a regional. So
you could be
the only one in San Antonio.
You could be sitting right next to Tom Cruise. No, I saw an AMC theater on I think 410 on my way out to Marbach the other day.
Yeah, right out there. It's Westlakes.
Yeah,
right
that's it. It actually looks nice from the highway. I don't know. I mean,
it's one of those give you a beer theaters.
Oh, yeah,
is it
look,
okay?
He is coming.
Oh, man.
He's coming to San Antonio.
Is it going to be on the Wednesday premiere?
I believe
May the 22nd. That's that's Thursday. He'll be here Thursday.
You might be able to go see the movie with Tom Cruise.
I don't think I've ever seen him in person. I hear he's short.
He is. Yeah. I'm trying to think of what Super Bowl I saw him at. He was at a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen him in person.
I saw him at a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I don't remember which one.
No, he is short. He's super short.
Kevin Costner's the other one. We had him on at the Super Bowl, and he's a very wee man.
Yeah. He smells of old leather.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, he's like he's got it together. He's
too big of an entourage. I remember him walking around the radio row. He had like 9 dudes standing around him. That's too much.
So when we had him on for we had him on for like 15 minutes, which was nice, but it was at the New York Super Bowl.
Oh, the Frozen one.
Yeah, and he well, the Frozen one was in Dallas. That was the worst. But at the New York one, I think it was around the time Draft Day had come out. So he was promoting Draft Day. So he was doing the rounds. But decent guy. Tom Cruise I saw, but he didn't come on our show for whatever I say for whatever reason, probably because he was way too big of a celebrity for my show.
We had to bump him for
for Bill Romanowski.
For Romanowski.
Romanowski's like, hey, I've got smoothies for you guys.
Turley was going to show up with some legal weed, so we bumped Tom Cruise.
You know who used to always be at the at Radio Row at the Super Bowl was Papa John. And he'd bring you a free pizza, and then he'd come on and like. Now when I think about all the times we had Papa John on the show, all I can think about is he probably really wanted to say the N-word and didn't. Like he was thinking about it the whole time.
But he fed the entire radio row.
He did.
Fed the whole place.
Yeah. I gotta say it.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Yeah. He's another little dude.
Yeah, he is.
Another short dude.
He is. Yeah. All right. But yeah, we will give away tickets to that Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning early screening coming up next. It is the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, Connecticut water softeners are a brand around San Antonio that you become familiar with. It's just one of those things that is part of being a San Antonian, one of those great things. If you're new here, Connecticut's been around our city for a long time, designed and built in the United States. It's a type of water softener you might not have seen because, you know, they have they have a design that works, and it works perfectly well. It's not about computer boards, motherboards that can break or not work on a regular basis. Then it doesn't even plug in. It just works. And it works and works and works and works. I've had Connecticut as part of my life for as long as I can remember. My parents had it. My first 2 houses have it. I have one now as I live on a well. If you've been around San Antonio, you know the hard water that comes out of the aquifer makes some good sweet tea and some fine beer, but it does leave some sediment in your pipes. It leaves that powder on your glasses. You can feel it on your skin. You can see it in your hair. You don't want any of that. Connecticut takes care of it, and takes care of it constantly. You save on salt because it only works when you do. It's time to get a Connecticut. How do you get it? Call 656-PURE right now. They'll come and put one in your home for 90 days free of charge. When you buy one, you got money in your old water softener. They got free financing with a good credit, all part of getting the Kinetico right now. Call them today. Go to KineticoSA.com for all the details. Know this. If you've ever wanted a Kinetico, now is the best time to go get it. Call them today, and I know you'll be thanking me later.
We had so much fun last week, we're doing it again. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is gearing up once more to send you to the Austin City Limits Music Festival. 9 stages, 2 weekends. More big-time artists than at Texas Tailgate during rodeo season. October 3rd through the 5th, and again October 10th through the 12th. Right up the road in the live music capital of the world. We're talking Sabrina Carpenter, Hosier, Doja Cat, Luke Combs, The Strokes, John Summit, Doechii, Fade, and a whole mess of other artists turned up Zilker Park into the biggest backyard party in Texas. Listen to the Morning Huddle and the Blitz all this week for another shot to win a pair of 3-day wristbands to Weekend 2. We'll crown one lucky winner on each show this Friday, and every qualifier scores a $50 gift card to Mellow Mushroom at 1604 and Stone Oak Parkway. Cold drinks, hot pizza, 3-day ACL wristbands. Now, that's a South Texas trifecta. Grand Slam in the bottom of the 9th. Want to skip the contest and buy your way in? Head to aclfest.com. But we say, why pay when you can win? With 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
During National Military Appreciation Month, we at University of Maryland Global Campus say thank you to the service members, veterans, and families who dedicate their lives to our country. We are deeply grateful. For over 75 years, UMGC has proudly served the military community, from installations overseas to the communities you call home. Wherever you serve, we stand with you. Learn more at umgc.edu/thanks. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/radio, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs, with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. HIMS.com/RADIO.
An accident can leave you struggling to pay for medical bills. At Thomas J. Henry, we believe you deserve justice no matter your financial situation. That's why you don't pay us unless we win your case. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. San Antonio, Texas.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Vic, you're playing terrible music today.
Michael.
Kitty Big Balls likes it.
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess he does. You like this song, Kitty?
Meow.
Morning Huddle 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. Let's do that. Let's do the giveaway real quick, and then we'll get into the meat.
The meat.
Meat.
Said meat.
I said meat. Meat. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, the early screening. That's Wednesday, May 21st. May 21st at AMC River Center, maybe with Tom Cruise. You could be sitting there with Tommy himself. Oh, boy.
He'll be sitting on a phone book.
Oh, boy. He'll be eating a small popcorn. It'll look really big.
Yeah, try to sell you on L. Ron Hubbard.
A lot of people don't remember Tom Cruise's first role was actually in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory as he was an Oompa Loompa.
It was the third one on the left.
Yeah, he was all painted up.
Yeah,
and then he got the job as Maverick.
It's not the size of your role; it's how you act it.
He was an outsider, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Let's
go. That first movie he tried to make when he was a football player.
Oh,
with Leah Thompson, he was in Pennsylvania. And
yep.
And he couldn't play football. I hate it when they try to pass that off. Like, brother, couldn't they find somebody who could have played football?
What was the name of that movie?
All the Right Moves. No, that wasn't it. That was Robbie Vincent playing basketball. This was
Brigade Bar, Cold Trickle.
Yeah,
Cold Trickle.
That's Cold Trickle too. Yeah.
And that's got him Nicole Kidman. That movie worked out well for him. What was the name of that movie?
And then he was in that movie with Nicole Kidman where they all wore masks and their boobies were out. Oh yes. Oh yes.
Good stuff.
Yes, she was. Nicole Kidman was very hot back then. Very hot back then.
She was it.
Let's do caller number 3. Caller number 3 is going to go, and
Mission Impossible.
That's it, baby. That is it. Tom Cruise was married to, who was his first wife?
The one from Dawson's Creek, right? Wasn't that her?
No,
not Dawson's Creek. And one of those other teams.
Mimi Rogers.
Oh yeah, way back when.
Yes.
That was when she was a sugar mama.
Yeah, he did have Katie Holmes too.
Yeah, Katie Holmes.
Katie Holmes was so hot back then.
She talks out of one side of her mouth. It was kind of odd.
Yeah, she did. Like she almost looks like she had a stroke, but like it's kind of a hot stroke. That's true. I like that. I think she's very hot.
Yeah.
There's a movie called The Gift. It's about like
I think it's a tearjerker movie, right?
No, it's like kind of a thriller. Like I'm trying to think what the guy's name is that acts in it. That he's like a what is his name? He looks kind of like the guy who is it's Giovanni Ribisi is who I'm thinking of. He's in that movie. Keanu Reeves is in the movie. Kate Blanchett's in this movie, and Greg Kinnear. But
is that when he got beat up real bad? No, that's not it.
No, but
I don't know.
It's somebody gets killed, and they're like trying to find out like what happened, and but the best part is Katie Holmes comes out and takes her shirt off, and she's just naked, and dude, Katie Holmes topless.
No, I have not seen that. I'd remember this.
It's strong work, man. It really is strong work. So, you should go check out that movie. It's actually a good movie, too, even besides the boobies.
Well,
like, some movies, there's boobies, and then the movie's just dreadful. Like, do you remember when Pamela Anderson did the movie called Barbed Wire?
Of course.
That was like one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life.
Cinematic history.
Pamela Anderson was topless in it.
And it sold huge in the Middle East. Big.
I mean, they got it going on.
That's how you made your money then.
That's right. But yeah, Katie Holmes. It's a kind of a underappreciated movie.
Well, I'll go find it.
Yeah, you should. Okay, now to get into the sports match games, Timberwolves and Thunder tonight. Here's my question for you, Rob. If Anthony Edwards comes up short here, do we start saying, okay, the clock's ticking on this guy becoming a star?
No, he's still young. He's still young. I think you get 6-7 years.
Okay.
And you know, he did take his team to the Western Conference Finals last year. He's feeling very Dame-esque, and you know, taking that next step is the most difficult in stardom. Going from a very good player to a great, you have to have done something. You have to earn your bones. He hasn't really earned his bones yet, but I think he's got some time. I'm not out on him like I am on Donovan Mitchell. I don't know why, but I'm still willing to give Anthony Edwards a little bit more time because I still don't think his game is matured yet. I still think there's more for him to do.
I guess he's young still. I guess I don't think about him being as young as he is, but he's only 23 years old.
Yeah, so I feel like, he's got 6-7 more years to kind of get to where he's going to be, and his game is immature. There's still stuff for him to get better at, and, he's showed us what he's already good at is enough, but to be the superstar that I keep waiting for him to be, there's the explosion factor that he can bring that Shai Gilgeous is not going to be the explosion dude. He's the guy that's just going to get better at every skill set to the point where there's nothing you can do against him. And he's just about there. He just does everything really, really well. He defends you hard. He's the best mid-range player in the playoffs right now. He still can go get his shot whenever he wants it. He'll defend three positions, and he doesn't make mistakes. Now, he doesn't shoot. He's a shot maker. He's just not a very good shooter. There's a big.
You could also be describing the superstar for the Thunder as well. Shai Gilgeous is there's
That's
a lot
what I'm
of
doing. I'm describing him.
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards has this explosion factor that Shai doesn't have. That Anthony can jump up and touch the top of the box and just ram one and do some things that Shai will never do. So he has the boom, and Shai just wears you down, man. There's not one part of his game that you can exploit. You can't go at him defensively. You can't take him outside because he can't laterally defend. No, he can do that too. He can defend in the post. He does everything so well that you've got to rely on one of the other four dudes to make the mistake because he's not going to be the one that loses the game.
Yeah, I wonder if, because it did feel like the hype train for Anthony Edwards last year was like,
I let it. I'm still on it. I still, because there's still more. And I watch Shai continue to get better every day, every game. And you see Anthony Edwards fluctuate. You see the great 45-point explosion Jordan-type game. Then you see the 8-point, 12 for 25, stand on the outside, no assist, one turnover kind of games. And you go, that can't happen. For that, your level of player, you're not allowed to have these days.
Yeah. It's also funny that, like, Anthony Edwards gets all this love, and Shai is like the most unassuming, like underappreciated superstar, at least in the league right now.
Yeah, because
you've talked about him being like Duncan, and it's like Tim and Kawhi. Like once Kawhi started blabbing a little bit, he became different. But like early Kawhi, Tim Duncan, these guys who just never really spoke. And they were superstars, but only because of what they did on the court.
You look up and you go, he's got 28 points.
Yeah.
How? In his third quarter, how? I don't even remember half of those.
It's kind of boring the way they do it. It's not sexy, but it's effective.
And it's the worst case because, like I said, when you're playing those guys, you can't relax anywhere. There's nothing that you try to do with or around them. Once you let up, that's the thing they're going to do because they can do it all. And when you play a guy like Shai, he defends you and the two dudes around because he's able to take that guy out of the game and defend your other guy too. He's one of those really great, gifted defenders. And then offensively, he doesn't care if he scores.
Yeah.
And that's a nightmare because he can anytime he wants.
Yeah, I think that if he does what I think he's going to do this year, we're going to there's going to be people start talking about him a lot more than have now. Like I think he's going to steal some of Anthony Edwards' shine.
I hope he does.
And I think people are going to be like, oh my God, this guy is freakishly good, because he really is.
And the other part of the Oklahoma City structure is he willfully does not separate himself from the pack. He doesn't, and it's the way that they've put this organization together. We've talked about it more than once this year. I love the fact that this team, post-game, no one goes to the locker room until every interview is done. And if one guy's left doing it, the whole team kind of stands around and waits for them to leave. I have never seen that. Not on a Spurs team. Not even in college have I ever seen that.
Yeah.
It's a really unique way to go about things, and it keeps 1 through 14 kind of bound together. They're all on the same string, and it's a really remarkable thing to watch, these millionaires gather.
That's why it's so hard for me to imagine them losing. Like, it just feels like they are so they're so connected, they're so balanced.
But they're beatable. They are. Let's not get past. And as we go tonight, I don't think the worry is in Minnesota. I really don't. I think that they've got enough to be where they are, but they're not better than Oklahoma City. And I don't know where the others are going to come from to help them beat them. On the other side, the worst matchup, looking at what Oklahoma has, is the Pacers. That's the worst possible matchup for them. The best possible matchup is the Knicks. So one way or the other, I think that we either get a 7 or 6 game series in the finals. But right now, I don't know. I think Minnesota wins a couple. I don't even think it'll be close. It'll be one of those games where Minnesota wins at home, gets behind the crowd. But in the totality of the number of quarters that the Oklahoma City and the Thunder play and the T-Wolves play, I imagine the Thunder win 80% of the quarters. Only 2 or 3 quarters does Minnesota have a chance to really play on their level.
It's funny you think that Indiana's a nightmare matchup for the Thunder.
Speed-wise. They just haven't seen that.
I guess to me it's just like Indiana just feels like a dollar store version of the Thunder.
Well, kind of, and that's your fear because you put together a team that's hard to beat. Well, that's a team that's put together in your image. So, and the thing that Minnesota won't do, that Indiana can do, is just run you. And they want to get out and move the ball as fast as possible and are willing to forsake a possession, a steal or two to take an ill-advised 3 because they know they're going to get another chance, and they get that pace going. And Oklahoma City relies on that same idea in a different way. They get you with turnovers in the half court, and they do some other things where they get 6 or 8 points quickly. And suddenly there's 8 points, and you didn't do much to get behind, but you got to struggle again. That's what the Pacers do very well, and Oklahoma City does. I know I'm looking down the road, but it just feels like a foregone conclusion as we get through here because the same problem that the Oklahoma City is going to run into, it's a nightmare for the Knicks. The Knicks just have – only thing they've got going for them right now is probably the hottest player in the playoffs in Jalen Brunson. Not the best, but the hottest. And momentum of just being a Knick. Right now they're kind of rolling, but I think the Pacers is ready to punch them in the face.
The idea that and I knew this was going to happen. If you had told me 2 months ago it's going to be someone other than Cavs Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals, I would have said you're crazy. Like, it's so obvious those are the two teams. And I knew that if one of them lost, I was going to be disappointed. But because both of them lost, I'm almost completely disinterested in the series.
I think the Knicks-Pacers series, because of the 90s, because of the shadows of the past, even last year, I read about it, and I'd forgotten about the WWE matchup with Brunson and point guard for
Halliburton.
I almost said Thunderbird. It just seems kind of a natural. I just don't think that where we live in this part of the country, we feel it like the Northeast does.
Maybe
I think this is huge up there. It just feels like history is back, and all those old ghosts are back. And watching the New York fan bounce around like this, and the stories with Reggie Miller, it just feels very natural right now.
Oh, that's the one team that I absolutely don't want to win is the Knicks.
Oh, no, man.
I don't want Knick fan feeling any joy.
Man, none.
No, you get nothing. It's enough already.
In fact, I want them to lose badly. I want them to lose. I want it to be like Game 7, bucket at the buzzer, rip your heart out kind of loss for the Knicks. Yeah. Not some kind of gentlemanly, humane 4-1 beating. I want last second of Game 7 loss to where it hurts forever.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
or just get swept and like go back to being irrelevant.
The humiliation factor. No, I want desperate pain.
I don't want. Yeah, I think you're right. Maybe I do. I want the Knicks. I want Knick fan to always remember this year, and I want him to always say like, "Oh, we're." Or actually, really, what I hope is bad officiating or something beats them. Like they get a bad call.
Oh yeah,
and then
get discouraged.
And then a John Starks-esque performance. Brunson goes 0 for 22.
Oh, I want that. Like when James Harden was like 0 for a million against the Warriors.
Keep shooting, man. The next shot's the best one.
Yeah. Oh, it's so funny.
It'll be this one.
No, it won't be. All right, let's hit a break. We'll continue talking hoops. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Your commute starting to fill in. We do have this accident on Loop 410 on the frontage road southbound, right at 151. That left turnaround lane is closed. A stall just now reported at 281 southbound at Bassey. Looks like they quickly moved it off a main lane, now off to the shoulder. It's slowing down along 90 eastbound from Meckler Lane over to 410, and that's due to this road work on 90 on the frontage road eastbound Hunt Lane to 410, where yesterday we had a water main break, so that repair continues. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Hey, bada, swing, bada.
How long has it been since you ditched work for something actually worth it? Emails can wait. Zoom meetings? Forget about them. Skip the 9 to 5 for 9 innings. We're sending you to the ballpark instead. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is giving away pairs of tickets to see the Texas Rangers take on the St. Louis Cardinals Friday, May 30th at Globe Life Field in Arlington. Listen to the Blitz all this week. Jason and Joe will drop a ditch phrase during the show every day. When you hear it, be the first caller at 646-ESPN and win the tickets. And maybe don't mention it to your boss. Hey, you're not playing hooky. Bueller. You're honoring America's pastime. Ditch work for the Diamond with South Texas home for the Texas Rangers. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
This report is sponsored by H-E-B. H-E-B is your one-stop shop for everything you need for Texans summer get-togethers. From barbecues to pool parties, H-E-B's got everything for your summer gatherings at everyday low prices. H-E-B. Here, everything's better.
Progressive understands that bond between you and your boat. But imagine if something happened to it. Without the boat, you're just Tina with too much boat knowledge. Sure, it's helpful on the water, but with no boat, you're someone who talks way too much about knots, and no one cares what a jib is anyway. Boat Tina could get away with it because she has a boat. So make sure your boat is insured. Get Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer, and then go back to being you, Tina, who owns a boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
The peace lily is so last year. Hey, has anyone worked with fiddlenecks?
Shelby's popular flower shop is in full bloom.
We just got a request for an arrangement that evokes air. Who's up for that challenge? No?
She needs to hire a floral designer to nip foliage faux pas in the bud.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our advanced matching helps find talented candidates so you can connect with them fast. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
At the Institute for Functional Health, we are dedicated to helping you live life fully, playing with your kids, golfing, and feeling great without relying on pills. We're not about treating symptoms temporarily. We're about extending your health span, the years you live in good health. I'm Dr. Torres, and for over a decade, my team has transformed lives by tackling health issues at the root. Tired of medications without real answers? Take control of your health with us. Call 210-468-1891 for a free Discovery Day consultation or visit IFFhealth.com. Improve your health span today.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Hi,
I'm Jason Thompson. I'm a personal injury attorney, and since 1994, I've been helping people and their families seriously injured or killed by negligent drivers. My website is alawyer4us.com. I use that phrase because I know that there's no way a regular San Antonian can possibly beat $1 billion insurance company alone. You will need an experienced attorney to stand up for you and get what you and your family deserve. This month, my father will retire after 50 years of practicing law, doing what he taught me to do, help people in need. Stand up for the people that cannot. Use the skills you have to help the people in your community when and where you can. When an insured driver seriously injures someone, $1 billion insurance company uses everything it can to pay as little as possible. Every insurance company you have heard of has a very large staff of attorneys already working against you. If you or a family member has been seriously injured because of a negligent driver, call me, Jason Thompson, as soon as you can after a collision. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or check out my website, alawyer4us.com.
Imagine selling your home and getting paid before and after it sells. It's like getting paid twice. Jason Minix here from San Antonio Sports Star. You can do that with Orchard. Orchard puts cash into your pocket so you can buy your dream home. Then your Orchard experts prepare and market your old home, including repairs, showings, even price-boosting upgrades. And here's why Orchard's the best. When your home sells for more, which happens 9 times out of 10, you get that cash too. It's almost like getting paid twice. That's why Orchard is the smarter, faster, hassle-free way to sell your home. Orchard can unlock cash from your old home to use on your new home. That's payday 1. Then you buy your new place, and once you're in, Orchard sells your old home for top dollar. You get that money too. Boom, payday 2. Learn how you can make more with Orchard. Start with your free home valuation at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com.
Nigel, why does our office look like a casino?
I call it employee engagement.
Folks, right now is the ideal time to hit the jackpot on comfort with Quarter Moon's Lucky 7's AC tune-up. It's just $77 for a complete 7-point inspection.
Excuse me, bossman. I've got a good feeling about that slot machine next to your desk. Joel, I couldn't get an advance on next week's check, could I?
Call Quarter Moon Plumbing, AC and Heating for your Lucky 7's AC tune-up. Just $77. 210-651-5899.
License number TACLA 141074EM16004.
The coolest summer starts at Target with up to 50% off select Sun Squad pool and outdoor toys and 20% off select favorite day treats with Target Circle. Discover inflatable pools and outdoor toys that'll surely make a big splash this season, while you keep it cool and sweet with the most shareable cookies and frozen snacks under the sun. Hurry! Now through Memorial Day, save up to 50% on select Sun Squad toys and 20% on select favorite day treats with Target Circle, only at Target. Restrictions apply.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
The Dallas Cowboys start OTAs today. We will have the latest.
Plus, we've got royalty coming on today. Deborah Knapp, who is calling it a day at Ken's 5. She'll join us at 3:30.
And we'll get you ready for Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals, which starts tonight.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is Jason Minix, and you're listening to the home of the Texas Rangers, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Do you like this band?
Rush, yeah.
Yeah.
Very precise. Best drummer of all time, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hate Rush.
Really? Why? Geddy Lee is a weird dude, but he can jam.
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Great show. 2112, one of the best rock records ever released.
I respect that they are really good musicians. I just don't like their music.
It's of its time, but no, I'm a fan.
Oh yeah,
big fan.
Plus, they're Canadians.
They are America's hat.
Yeah.
51st state losers.
What does Kitty Big Balls think?
She's anti-Canadian.
Not
big into the syrup and sorries.
Yeah, he didn't like it. He hates this band. And he always tells the truth.
Yeah.
Because he's an angel now. I don't think he's allowed to lie.
That's right.
He's a kitty angel. There you go, Rob.
You don't like this?
No. Why would you write a song about Tom Sawyer?
It's a pretty good book.
Right.
Well, it's analogous to the modern era in the early 80s.
Oh.
It's an idiom.
Oh. I don't like it. I don't like this.
Picky.
I don't like this part either.
I love this part.
Keep in mind, we had just discovered the synthesizer.
Yeah.
This was all new.
You remember when the synthesizers had synthesizers had the little wheel on it for like DJ scratching?
Oh yeah. Or the pitch up and pitch
Yeah,
down.
Well, we went a little crazy with that when that hit in the mid '80s. We all had to have, but they toned it back.
Yeah.
The great thing about Rush is, when you saw them live, it sounded exactly like the record. I mean, very little variation. I mean,
do you prefer that?
Sometimes, but others, because I like to sing along, so I don't like, when they throw in other stuff, but I like expanded versions of songs as well. I'm not big into the Grateful Dead Fish shows where there's like 4 songs.
Yeah.
And then, that take up 3 hours. I like a little bit of both.
I've seen, as you know, I've seen Dylan a few times, and I've never heard the same song twice. Like it's always, I mean, he'll play the hits, but you won't realize it's the hits until because he's playing a different version of it that you've never heard of. He probably just came up with last night and told,
that's the tough thing about
we're going to play the band.
Singer-songwriters, and if you've seen guys like that, you see him any more than 3 or 4 times, you realize these guys are bored. He's bored of that song.
It's hard playing the song.
I'm going to play this again, but this time we're going to do it in 4/8.
Now we're going to play it the way I wanted to play.
In a reggae form.
This is the way I learned when I was
Form.
Yeah, we're going to set it to a reggae beat.
In 1964, I met a homeless guy who plays the saxophone, and he told me we did a song together, and it goes a little something like this.
Robert L. Keane always used to get mad about that, too. Like, hey, man, I'm going to play the music I want to play.
Yeah, hey, this is for me, Bubba.
I paid money. I want you to play the hits. Then you can have fun later.
Well, that's kind of the
start with the hits, close with the hits. In the middle, when I'm going to get a beer and take a leak, you can play
play stuff off the new album.
Play your passion project. You go ahead and play that, but close strong.
Let's hear the new stuff. No, maybe not.
I never want to hear the stuff off your latest record. Trust me.
Would Guns N' Roses? I saw Guns N' Roses play at the at T-Mobile. Like I think it was like the first show that was in the new Vegas arena when it opened. And they were working on some new music, and they were like, "We're gonna play something from our new album." Boo! And you could see people just walking away. Like, trust me, Axl was in like a.
Have you seen Axl Rose lately, man?
Oh yeah, he looks terrible. But dude, it was even funnier because he was like he had broken his foot or something, so he was like riding around in a cart when he was in Vegas.
Another one of those you don't want to see him after they've aged out.
Rock and roll, baby. You're on my scooter. Oh yeah,
just get along.
He needs to get back into that heroin chic because heroin was saving him from about 200 pounds. It seems.
He was such a jerk for so long. Now he's overweight.
He's unrecognizable.
Yeah. Mr. Steal Your Girl. Oh, look at him right there. How crazy is that?
Yeah.
Axl Rose now looks like the guy from Mask.
He does.
Rocky Dennis.
He's aging into a lovely middle-aged woman.
Maybe
I don't think surgery will fix that.
Maybe Axl Rose always had a giant forehead, and that's why he always wore that bandana.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that until now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, he must have had a crazy hairline all along.
Look, here's what is this one? Yeah, look, well, he's trying.
Oh man, he's so fat there. That looks like it looks like Kenny Powers. Like he's like Kenny Powers. Are there any pictures of Axl Rose when he was young where he's not wearing a bandana?
No, not that I recall. I mean, there was a few, but
man,
that forehead was creeping back even in the late 80s.
That's him, yeah.
He's got bangs though.
He did have bangs. That was the move. Oh yeah, he
looks like a woman.
He is a weird looking dude.
He does. He's aging into a lovely Auntie Axl.
He looks like what is it, the girl from the Goonies, that old woman? I forgot her name, but that's what it reminded me of.
Oh, that's funny. What's the gal's name that is in the what's that movie where Misery? What's that girl's name? That big woman.
Yeah, the one that beats
the one that's playing Matlock now.
Yeah. She breaks his legs. What is her name? That's what Axl Rose is starting to look like.
Kathy Bates.
Kathy Bates, that's right. Yeah. Starting to look like Kathy Bates. That's bad.
Poor Axl.
That is bad. Well,
welcome to the jungle, baby.
Yeah,
that's right. We got fun and games.
Yeah.
We ran out of Coke and
got fat.
And all the pounds came.
Yeah.
All right. We're halfway there, halfway through the program. We got plenty more to discuss, though. We'll get more into the sports on the other side, I promise. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
Ahead of the field and throws it down with a right hand.
Your home for the NBA.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Your local Staples has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store on everything for your business. And right now at Staples, save up to $250 off your print order. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details. Ends June 14th. Plus, save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples.
Transform your water with Connecticut. For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off with a trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Don't wait. The offer ends soon. Call Connecticut today.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/radio, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs, with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. HIMS.com/RADIO.
There's a reason Intuitive Services Group handles our janitorial needs here at 94.1. They're local and serious about cleanliness. From nightly cleaning to detailed floor care, they deliver. We trust them, and you can too. Call Mo at 830-470-3007. That's 830-470-3007.
Missions fans, get ready for AARP $2 Tuesdays at Wolf Stadium, presented by San Antonio Sports Star. Enjoy $2 tickets, beer, hot dogs, and more. Tonight, first pitch at 7:05 p.m. Don't miss out. Get your tickets now at samissions.com.
Summer's here, and you can now get almost anything you need for your sunny days delivered with Uber Eats. What do we mean by almost? Well, you can't get a well-groomed lawn delivered, but you can get a chicken parmesan delivered. A cabana? That's a no. But a banana? That's a yes. A nice tan? Sorry, nope. But a box fan? Happily, yes. A day of sunshine? No. A box of fine wines? Yes. Uber Eats can definitely get you that. Get almost anything delivered with Uber Eats. Order now. Alcohol in select markets. Product availability may vary by region. See app for details.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Gentlemen, testosterone levels can start dropping in your 30s, leading to low energy, reduced libido, and slower metabolism. Rock's Discount Vitamins is making it easy to take back control. No appointments and no prescriptions. Just head into a Rock's and walk out with a natural solution tailored to you. Our powerful line of natural testosterone boosters can help increase energy, build muscle, rev up your metabolism, and reignite your drive. You'll feel the difference and fast. Visit rocksdiscountvitamins.com. We thank God in South Texas.
Hey, listen up, San Antonio. Multiple tours overseas, long nights monitoring cyber activity, years of protecting the country. It all adds up at University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn up to 90 credits for prior learning, military experience, and training. We call that credit where credit is due. Whether you're active duty and looking at what's next, or a veteran looking for something new, our degrees and certificate programs teach the application of emerging technologies and enduring life skills. So get started on a degree or certificate with personalized local support services and online and hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. At UMGC, turn your military rank into college credit. Eligible enlisted service members and previously enlisted veterans may receive up to 12 credits for select undergraduate courses based on their rank, and up to 90 credits in total for prior learning, military experience, and training. Visit umgc.edu/SATX to learn more.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Your commute starting to fill in. We do have this accident on Loop 410 on the frontage road southbound, right at 151. That left turnaround lane is closed. A stall just now reported at 281 southbound at Bassey. Looks like they quickly moved it off a main lane, now off to the shoulder. It's slowing down along 90 eastbound from Meckler Lane over to 410, and that's due to this road work on 90 on the frontage road eastbound Hunt Lane to 410, where yesterday we had a water main break, so that repair continues. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The NBA playoffs pick up again tonight. The conference finals begin on the western side as the Minnesota Timberwolves are in Oklahoma City to take on the Thunder for Game 1. You can catch the game live on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1. In the NFL, the Eagles, coming off their Super Bowl championship, are extending head coach Nick Sirianni with a multi-year deal. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
8:02 on the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. We're going to register someone for the ACL drawing that we're going to do on Friday. We'll qualify someone today. We'll do that this hour. They'll also get a $50 Mellow Mushroom gift card, which is a nice little bonus prize on top of things. So even if you don't get to go to ACL, you'll at least be able to go eat pizza. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like
And it's not just average pizza.
No, it's badass Boss Hog pizza. I do love Mellow Mushroom. I accidentally ate an entire pizza the other day.
It happens.
Oh, I had such regret. It was so good, but it didn't go well for me. The San Francisco 49ers.
Throwing money around like a drunken sailor. Just throwing money out the window.
They don't run out of money.
Well,
like they remember last year it was Christian McCaffrey. They paid
Debo.
Brandon Ayuk got a bunch of money. Nick Bosa got a bunch of money. Trent Williams got a bunch of money. This year it's been George Kittle got a bunch of money. Then Brock Purdy got a bunch of money. Now Fred Warner's getting a bunch of money. Like, everybody's getting a bunch of money. There's no rules?
Well, we watched the Rams do it. You can go all in a couple of times. This is their time. They haven't been all in, and it's been because of Purdy, and they were skillful in the contracts that they signed before they had to sign that big deal for Purdy. And, Fred got a good deal, but it's linebacker money. It's not huge.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the highest paid linebacker. I made a joke, Micah, you listening? Micah's going to make a lot more than that.
Oh, yeah.
His hand goes in the dirt. But It is a sign.
He's an off-ball linebacker.
Yeah, he defines himself as a defensive end. Those guys get paid. But it did tell you which way that Micah's contract is going, and that's at the very minimum a starting point for where the money is going to be. I think that they're not in great shape. Their offensive line still needs some help. They've spent some places where I might not have spent because I was kind of surprised they signed Fred Warner. I thought they would have spent that money someplace else.
Well, I was kind of surprised they signed Brock Purdy.
Really? I
mean, I kind of was.
It wasn't. They didn't get hammered. This was a very appropriate deal. I didn't think that. I mean, Purdy didn't take him to the cleaners. He got paid for production. He did get money for taking his team into the playoffs and doing some things, but they didn't give him ridiculous money.
I mean, $53 million a year.
Well, it is. This is life, brother. Jeez. I mean, it sounds terrible, but in about 12 months, he'll be the 10th highest paid quarterback. It's just how things happen.
My thought is, I don't know if he's one of the 10 best quarterbacks.
Well, no, but you do know what you got, and a lot of times that's better. At least I know where I am, and I know things I can't do, and sometimes that's as important as knowing things I can. So you got the best offensive mind in football, at least one that deserves to be sitting in the room, and you got a quarterback who you know ain't going to lose anything for you. So I get paying him. They paid him more than Baker, and I would have patterned the Baker Mayfield approach. What is exactly middle of the road, and they got as close as they could.
He got his numbers aligned with Tua and Jared Goff, Justin Herbert.
So, I mean, it's really not a bad deal.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's just hard to get past the millions, but we have to get past that. And remember, that's just monopoly money. That's just what the mercury is rising as the heat goes up. So we got to pay it. But at the end of the day, he didn't get stupid Dak money where you go, man, you guys are crippled.
I mean, it's pretty close.
Well,
considering what one guy's accomplished, and I mean,
but think of what they've also been able to do, and for the most part, the Cowboys, while they hem and haw, and it makes a lot of press, we know Micah's going to get paid. We know that Trayvon's going to get – I mean, everybody getting paid. It's just the Cowboys just make a much bigger deal out of it than the 49ers do.
Yeah, I'm just not sold that Brock Purdy is a dude.
Like, what would your alternative be? What would you – if you had that, would you have just I'm not saying you'd cut him, but, I mean, what would you have done a year ago? Would you have gone ahead and – drafted or signed a free agent?
Someone that would have been a reasonable alternative, and quite frankly, because I know that I trust Kyle Shanahan to get more out of someone than they'd otherwise be able to give.
I mean, that's why we have Purdy. But, I think that the 49ers are to a point where this iteration of the 49ers, if it doesn't happen this or next, it's not. I mean, we can just admit the fact that they're not done, but the clock is ticking. And it's not Purdy's age; it's everybody else around him. We're just running out of time with the stud players. They're just not going to be as good as they are right now 2 years from now.
I guess the appeal of Purdy was always that he was really good for the amount of money he made.
Well, I think we're past. I mean, he's a really good quarterback. He's not a great one, but if I go into a game knowing these are the 3 things I know I can't do, but these are the 8 things I know he will do without a mistake, I'll take that.
Okay.
I'm if I'm 49er fan, am I overwhelmed? No. It's kind of like having.
I feel like it's having Jared Goff
or Tony Romo. I'm trying to apply something where the guy does enough to keep you happy. Heck, he's going to win 10 games. Falling out of bed, he'll win you 10 football games just because of the talent around him and the coaching on the sidelines. But are you really going to see February football? I don't think so. But with Brock Purdy, I just don't think he'll be enough to separate. But he's going to win a lot of football games.
But also, in a way, you're right. There wasn't really an alternative to be had.
Yeah, and he's not. You said he's Jared Goff. Well, Jared really isn't going to lose a game for you either,
unless it's outside and it's cold.
Well, I mean,
or it rains.
Well, I mean, luckily he plays in a dome 10 times a year. So
never mind.
Well, I mean, seriously. I mean, there is that to be taken into consideration, but he also plays in a dome 12 times a year. So, yeah. I mean, that won't be a problem most of the season.
Yeah, I'm kind of a wait and see on Purdy. I've had my take on him from the beginning.
You know what do you mean wait and see? We know exactly who he is. He's not going to do anything more. He's not going to suddenly unleash this deep ball threat, the likes of which we haven't seen since Fouts. No.
Yeah.
I mean, and to me, Purdy always kind of reminded me of Fouts, a guy that's, heady, not physically gifted, but will think his way through a football game, and certainly with coaching and a right offense will be effective. But just like Dan Fouts, who threw for a lot of yards but never won a ring, I think Purdy will be the same way.
Pledger says, outside of a top pick in Matt Ryan, what's Shanahan gotten so great out of other QBs? Jimmy G was Jimmy G. He didn't get anything extra out of him, and everyone else, including Lance, he has had sucked. Lance is the only one who sucked. Jimmy G, he did get a lot out of Jimmy G. He took Jimmy, they got
Super Bowl.
Yeah, they went to a Super Bowl with Jimmy Garoppolo. And Matt Ryan, he made into an MVP. Matt Schaub, when he was with the Texans, Kyle Shanahan is the reason Matt Schaub led the league in passing.
Yeah.
Matt Schaub stunk, and he led the league in passing under Kyle Shanahan.
Do you think
the guy's
Shanahan,
a wizard?
Do you think Shanahan could coach Aaron Rodgers? Or I'm talking about a gunslinging dude that is used to doing it on his own kind of stuff. Do you think Shanahan would even want to coach a superstar quarterback?
I don't think he would. I don't think he would want Aaron Rodgers.
Well, I'm just saying, name the best quarterback you can think of apart from Pat Mahomes. But I mean, do you think that
could Kyle Shanahan work with Joe Burrow?
Yeah. Do you think he'd want Joe Burrow?
Yeah.
You think so?
Oh yeah. Like ideally, I'm sure he would love to have a top tier quarterback, but the beauty of him is he's been able to take kind of scrubby dudes and make them look pretty serviceable.
Well, exactly, because his offense is a non-risk offense.
Yeah.
It's short, crisp passes to very fast and strong dudes, and I'm not sure that Joe would want to play for
probably not.
You know what I mean? So it's a skill set that he has that is actually applicable to these kind of quarterbacks. I'm not ever going to ask you to do anything crazy, ever. That's just not in my mentality. I'm certainly know it's not in your wheelhouse. So my offense will be predicated on being smart and putting the ball in places where the defense ain't. And from that point on, we're going to find success.
Well, Sean McVay runs very similar, sort of a branched off offense from Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
remember what Matt Stafford was in Detroit and what he became when he got to the Rams.
And Stafford's a great quarterback. He's got one of the best arms I've seen.
He is, but the Rams don't really ask him to use it.
Exactly.
They say, hey, get it out quick to Cooper Kupp, get it, or now Puka Nacua, and let them do the work. And it works. So now Matt Stafford's like, oh, well, now I've got a Super Bowl ring.
You're right. It does work. If you will lessen your game and up your brain power, you'll get a lot more success. But there's guys out there that just soon rather sling it.
Yeah.
You know what? I'd rather just go run around and throw for 300 yards and maybe 4 interceptions, but it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. But I generally think Kyle Shanahan can take any quarterback and probably make them better than they are.
There's no doubt. It's just does the quarterback want to be that kind of quarterback?
Right. Yeah. All right. The other thing that's on the news in the NFL today is the tush push vote is back. The Packers have
kind of tweaked the plan.
They revised. Yep. There's they now that we will know when are we going to know?
They're going to vote today or tomorrow.
I think it's today. Yeah. They planned on sometime between today and tomorrow. So the NFL meetings, they're in Minneapolis right now. They start this morning. They end tomorrow. So they're going to vote on it sometime in the next day or two.
This annoys me because the league obviously doesn't want it. They don't want it, but they're so feckless they won't just say no. I get the fact that owners have to agree on it, but the league came out and said with some kind of bogus doctor, well, not a bogus, their league doctor said that the studies have shown, and evidently whatever studies they've said, that there is an increased risk of some kind of neck injury. All right. There's no statistical proof to prove that because we've never had a neck injury during a tush push. But when they come out and did that told me, well, the league doesn't want it.
It says, though the initial language seemingly targeted the Bills and Eagles by specifically seeking to eliminate pushing immediately at the snap, the revised proposal is broader in an effort to entice more teams to vote for the ban. The revised proposal would return the league to the rule it followed until 2005. And that means they need Well, when they did it in April, 16 were in favor, 16 were against.
Mm-hmm.
And they need 24 out of 32 to give the thumbs up for it to change. They also they're looking this week at changing the playoff seeding format, the onside kick, and the flag football vote. I think the flag football vote's already happened and is passed. But that decision is made. But that's what they're talking about this week up in Minneapolis.
I think most of us are 50-50. I don't think there's anybody absolutely pro, and I don't think there's anybody absolutely against. But I do know
there's Eagles are absolutely pro,
and in Green Bay. But I'm talking about fans. I'm talking about us fans. I'm not against it. My first attitude is, if you don't like it, stop it. If you want it to go away, figure a way to stop it. But that very response is the reason I do think it should be banned. Just because it's not about. I mean, it's a brilliant move, and yes, you have figured out. You have cracked the code. You found the glitch.
I just don't understand why that's allowed, but like jumping over someone to block a kick is not allowed. It's just inconsistent.
Well, everything about the modern football game is about moving the ball, progress, scoring, big yards. But this little thing that provides a guaranteed yard and a half, no matter what. I'd rather see. Maybe incentivize a play act, something to where maybe it's easier to throw for a touchdown. I don't know, but I know this seems to be an exit rant off of the Autobahn. This game is fast-paced. We want lots of yards and touchdowns and tush push, stop the clock, wait, okay, first down. Let's put on the gas again. It just seems like let's stick with the general theme of modern football is let's move the ball.
I think people are generally annoyed with the fact that and I'm sure it's more so when their team plays against the Eagles that they're more annoyed by it. But when it seems like the Eagles just get 4 downs every time,
and they do,
and so like we're so used to, we made a stop. It's on 3rd and 2, we stopped them for no gain. They're gonna punt, and now it's like, well, maybe they're not. Well, and then all of a sudden it's first down again, and now you're pissed off. Like I think that's what it really boils down to.
And the response would be, remember when somebody invented the wishbone or the option and the quarterback was pitching it to the running back and everybody went, wait a minute, that's not stoppable. Hey, wait, that's not fair. You came up with something that we don't know how to defend. What happened? What would have happened if they just said, all right, no more wishbone. No more option because, defenses just aren't made to stop it, guys. Yeah. Well, that's kind of what I feel like with the tush push. Like, we're going to have to stop it because nobody can.
I think what it'll take is somebody will get hurt doing it.
Well, that's the fear and the hope for some. I think it's not going to get banned because competitively, if I'm a general manager, if I'm a coach, what are you talking about? Talk about this is no rule breaking. This is just something we found a wrinkle, and guess what? We won the Super Bowl.
Right.
So I just don't think it's going to go away yet.
Well, the reason why I do think it will go away
you think you're going to find – well, they got to get 20 teams to vote?
24 out of 32.
Ooh, that's a big ask. But maybe, I hope.
Well, here's what makes it easier. How many teams have Jalen Hurts or Josh Allen?
Exactly.
Like guys who can actually do this, and the other teams are going, we don't have that. Well, we don't like this.
And that's kind of a weenie way out.
It is. It sucks, but it is what it is. I mean, I'm not crazy about the rule one way or the other. I don't like particularly when the Bills do it because I worry that Josh is going to get hurt. Mm-hmm. And as a Bills fan, I'm fully aware that if Josh Allen gets hurt, the Bills are probably the worst team in the league.
Well, I'll tell you this. If they don't outlaw
turn into the Panthers all of a sudden.
If they don't outlaw it and your favorite team does not have a tush-push package, has not gone out and actively gotten the road grader guards or whatever it takes for this to be successful, the giant quarterback in Josh Allen, the quarterback that can leg press 1,000 pounds, and if you're not actively going to augment that little play, you're not doing your due diligence.
No,
you're not doing your work. Every team better have a tush-push package
and you
next
also
year.
Better figure out how to stop it. Every team needs to figure out how to stop it.
One way or the other, it's going to be part of the competitive advantage that Philadelphia has had, and you're going to have to chase them. If it passes, you better have the men to do it.
Yeah, I do think that if they are going to keep the rule, they have to adjust the rules on defense and let these guys push into each other too.
Whatever the case, exactly. Maybe that's how we fix this: is just make it stoppable.
But and then also, again, I go back to Why can you do it on offense, but you can't do it on defense? You can't do it on special teams. It just seems weird. Like, just make it consistent. You either can push someone from behind or you can't.
Right.
You can either use someone to launch or you can't. You know, who we were talking about, who had the idea? Did we say we read someone had an idea of getting?
Oh, it was Leach.
Mike Leach. Like having a dwarf get the football, like take the snap and
just
then
him over the line,
throwing him over the line and getting 2 yards. Like
that'd be cool.
Where's it stop?
Or I can give a guy a boost to block a field goal. If we
Right.
really want to have some fun, we can have some fun with this. Like is it rugby where they lift the dude up to throw it in bounds?
Yeah.
Well, if you want to do this, if we can augment with another person, all right, let's do it.
Well, I'm down. All right, let's hit a break. It is the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
How you feeling this morning? You wake up with nothing
Great.
paining you? You know, no pain in your life? If that's you, keep it to yourself. If you're like the rest of us and you woke up with something that just is slowing you down, something painful, maybe it's a soft tissue injury, you sprained or you strained something over the weekend. Maybe it's one of those frozen shoulders that you've been working in the lawn or putting stuff up that, man, you just can't function. If you're living with that kind of pain, stop. There is a fix out there available right now. It's called Arasti. Arasti providers are all around San Antonio with one mission in mind, and that is to get you out of pain in ways you might not have considered as fast as possible. See, Arasti is not invasive. It's not about surgery. It's not about long-term treatment. It's about your body fixing itself. People ask me, what does that mean? Well, I'll tell you what, it's kind of like chiropractic, kind of like deep tissue massage, kind of like physical therapy, all rolled into something that absolutely works and works fast. So you don't even need a referral to go see them. You can go see them today. Here's the number. It's 1-800-404-6050. Their website is arasti.com. I recommend going there because there's a map of all the providers. I bet there's one less than 10 minutes from where you are right now. Listen, don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. The fix is Arasti. They're going to give you a full evaluation. They're going to find out what the problem is, and they're going to fix it. And when they do, I want you to come on by and thank me later.
We had so much fun last week, we're doing it again. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is gearing up once more to send you to the Austin City Limits Music Festival. 9 stages, 2 weekends, more big-time artists than a Texas tailgate during rodeo season. October 3rd through the 5th, and again October 10th through the 12th, right up the road in the live music capital of the world. We're talking Sabrina Carpenter, Hosier, Doja Cat, Luke Combs, The Strokes, John Summit, Doechii, Fade, and a whole mess of other artists turned up Zilker Park into the biggest backyard party in Texas. Listen to the Morning Huddle and the Blitz all this week for another shot to win a pair of 3-day wristbands to Weekend 2. We'll crown one lucky winner on each show this Friday, and every qualifier scores a $50 gift card to Mellow Mushroom at 1604 and Stone Oak Parkway. Cold drinks, hot pizza, 3-day ACL wristbands. Now, that's a South Texas trifecta. Grand Slam in the bottom of the 9th. Want to skip the contest and buy your way in? Head to aclfest.com. But we say, why pay when you can win? With 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years. Went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collision since 1994. My website is alawyerforus.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance companies that do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyerforus.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you or a family member needs an experienced attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or alawyerforus.com.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
Welcome to Staples.
Hi, I hear Staples prints it all.
Oh, you bet. Posters, banners.
Can you print it all for Father's Day?
Oh, of course. Photo gifts like canvas prints, photo puzzles.
Can you print it all for graduation?
Sure can. Custom cards and invites.
Can you print a huge banner with the grad's picture?
Oh, definitely.
Even an embarrassing baby picture?
Oh, those are the best kind.
I know, right?
Print it all for dads and grads at Staples. And right now, get 40% off custom cards, invites, and photo gifts. N75 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it. Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/55 to learn more. With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 new lines with autopay for well-qualified customers plus taxes, fees, and $35 per line connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
The Dallas Cowboys start OTAs today. We will have the latest.
Plus, we've got royalty coming on today. Deborah Knapp, who is calling it a day at Ken's 5. She'll join us at 3:30.
And we'll get you ready for Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals, which starts tonight.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You want to go to ACL?
I do, yes.
Yeah, you
That's
do.
That's a big yes.
Yeah, you do. How about we're going to qualify someone right now. Caller number 5, you're going to qualify to be, you'll be in the drawing. What is that, Vic?
What is this?
Oh, is this a Dochi?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
No, I can't listen to this.
Yeah, I hate this.
I'm already out. No.
Is there music, or is it this the whole thing?
Let's see.
I got better. I don't think she's talking to me.
Yes, she is.
I don't think this is.
She's not.
I'm not the audience. She's.
No, I think you're right.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're right.
I like it.
But we are doing it again. We're giving away tickets. Listen all week to the Morning Huddle and the Blitz to register for your chance to win a pair of Day 3 wristbands to the ACL Festival at Zilker Park in Austin, Texas, the live music capital of the world. 9 stages, 2 weekends, October 3rd through the 5th, and again October 10th through the 12th. Sabrina Carpenter, Hosier, Doja Cat, Luke Combs, Strokes, John Summit, and as you just heard, Dochi, and others all performing there at Zilker Park. We will draw the winner on Friday from the 5 qualifiers this week, And every qualifier is going to get a $50 gift card to Mellow Mushroom, 1604 and Stone Oak Parkway. Single-day tickets are still available at aclfest.com. You can't get wristbands anymore. They're sold out of wristbands. That's it. Sorry, friends.
Gone.
So you can your last chance to get a wristband is with us. Well, technically it'll be with the Blitz. They'll have one to give away, but that'll be your last one. But your wristband, if you win it from our show, will be better.
It'll be gold-plated. You won't see the gold, but it will be.
It'll be there. Yeah. For sure. It will be there. So, I've been listening to recently some vintage hip-hop. And it makes because the reason why I started to is because like
who? Like what would be vintage?
Ice Cube.
Houdini? Oh, okay.
Like
old school West Coast rap. Gotcha. Mid-80s rap. Gotcha.
This was like I think his first album came out in like 91.
Who, Cubes?
Yeah.
Okay. When did NWA hit? About 93, 89, 88?
This is it was late
Post-Cube,
80s.
so
This is
mid-80s.
post NWA.
So I'm going earlier than.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was just thinking about how much the hip hop that my kids listen to, how much it sucks, and I was like, I'm gonna like if my kids could hear this, and then it's like you also don't want your kids to hear it because it's like, oh, they're rapping about terrible things back then, but it's also you can appreciate, like I want them to appreciate what hip hop used to be. I don't know that they ever will.
No,
I don't know that they. I think it's one of those things. If you don't live it. If you're not in the time,
yeah, you just don't. You're exactly.
It's
right.
old people music, and which is wild to me. But because I grew up, my mom listened to the Beatles, and my dad loves ZZ Top and Led Zeppelin. I loved those bands.
Yeah, they weren't disposable. I think some of the music now is a little bit more disposable. There'll be another band sound just like them next week.
Yeah, but Ice Cube's not disposable.
No, he wasn't.
It is kind of funny now that Ice Cube and Snoop Dogg, who rapped about these horrific things when I was a kid, are now like America's sweethearts.
Yeah,
they're like the.
I mean, they went on to become middle-aged men.
They're like the anti-OJ. Like OJ was all warm and fuzzy, and then OJ'd. And then these guys were like the hardest of the hardcores, and now they're all warm and fuzzy.
Think about that, yeah. The F the Police.
Yeah.
Now is the owner of the Big Three.
Uh-huh.
And his son is a well-known actor.
Oh, yeah.
He's just a middle-aged dude. Snoop's America's grandfather.
Yeah. It's wild.
Crushed like a bubble.
Well, I mean, it works. Who's not not warm and cuddly? Are you familiar with Kyle Snyder?
Put me some context now.
Kyle Snyder is one of the greatest American wrestlers, Olympic wrestler.
Okay.
He won a gold medal in Brazil and a silver medal in Tokyo, and now he's got the gold medal for being arrested for prostitution.
What?
Jeez.
Yeah, he picked up a hooker.
Oh, he wasn't hooking. He was a John.
No, yeah, he was a John.
Wow.
Now he's already he had. Here's the deal. Here's the punishment, which I didn't. It was at a motel in Columbus, Ohio, which I don't know what quality of hooker Kyle Snyder is getting into, but the punishment for being picked up in a prostitution sting, $250 fine, and complete a one-day program for people accused of solicitation.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty slap on the wrist.
Seems
the
like
punishment is this. The
now,
punishment
everybody
is the
knows you
newspaper
picked up
article
hookers.
that I'm reading about it right now.
That
Your
is
punishment
the worst.
is fame or infamy.
That is the worst. That is that now. Yeah,
dude, you picked up a hooker in Columbus, Ohio. Really, man?
Yeah.
At a motel, not a
couldn't
hotel.
Just buy some porn and take care of this
Couldn't
yourself.
afford it like an escort. You had to get a hooker.
You couldn't just take care of this yourself. Come on, man.
It is wild.
All of us do.
He said,
"Yeah, man."
He said he learned a lot about himself, and he plans on making much better. I plan on making much better decisions.
I bet he did.
I learned about the impact these decisions have on not just my family, but the community.
That's that 8-hour course talking.
Yes, he learned that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
he learned that.
He learned it.
He learned it. He learned it all. Oh, he was picking up a girl that. I imagine what the girl looked like. Is like,
right?
oh, she probably was wearing like like yoga pants, but they had a rip in them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Or she had fishnets.
Walked in, yoga pants ripped, carrying a big gulp.
Oh, God.
Oh, God. All right.
Big gulp.
Buckeye!
She hides her cigarette behind her back while she talks to him.
Well, he's preparing himself
What's up,
for
honey?
the WWE. I mean, he's just getting ready for his pro career.
Hey, honey. You looking for a good time?
Obviously, it's a sting, so he went back page, had to deliver. He went.
Yeah.
He got stung with Craigslist.
Or he just thought he was, picking up some strange, and it was a cop.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's do life advice with AJ.
All right. What do we got?
I'm going to tell you guys how to avoid this situation if you're ever in it, okay? Now, lady police are often posing as prostitutes. And if you want a prostitute, you could easily be tricked. And apparently it's not entrapment if the police do it, which is kind of
right.
It's called a sting.
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
But here's the way to avoid that. If you're trying to pick up a hooker and
go on.
She comes up to your window, you're talking to her, you say, how much? And then she quotes a number, and you look her in the eye and you say, I'm down for that price, but I'm not looking for sex. I just want to take naked pictures of you. That's not illegal.
Right.
And a real hooker will take $300 to go get naked pictures taken of her. She doesn't care. She's just trying to get money.
She just needs money.
But a lady cop isn't going to go upstairs and take naked pictures because then she can't bust you for a crime. So the key is once you get upstairs and you say, okay, let's do the naked pictures, go, no, I changed my mind. Let's just do the sex.
Well, okay.
Huh?
But, okay.
Is that finessing the game or what?
But I've watched enough
That's good life advice right there, Bubba.
I've seen enough serial killer documentaries that if someone does come up to you and say, I don't want sex, I just want pictures, they're going to string you up and do something terrible. They're going to kill you.
Yeah, but hookers never say no.
Well, that's why they're always dead.
They need the money.
Yes.
They need the money.
You're talking to a hooker and you say, all I want is pictures?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well,
that and I would like to eat your spleen.
Now,
after I take the pictures.
Well,
with some fava beans and a lovely Chianti.
All I'm saying is it's a good way to avoid the police.
Well, I'll keep
now
that
you
in
might
mind.
I might lose some hookers who are scared to be eaten.
There
I get
is that fear factor that you do.
You know what?
And if that's seen the movie.
But honestly, who wants a scared hooker anyway?
Well,
I want a hooker who's fearless, I'll do whatever you want.
You ready?
Oh yeah, you down? Yeah, I'm down.
You limber?
I'll do some. What's the worst thing you can think of? I'll do it. Yeah, I want that kind of gal. If I'm paying for it, right?
Down some roads I don't want to go. You might want to go down some of my roads I don't want to go.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Hey, wait a minute. I wanted weird, but not this.
I don't want that getting out.
Yeah, well, it'll never get out. Hookers don't snitch either. They keep things to themselves. Yeah, that's the good thing about them, I guess.
We have to set a safe word. Asparagus!
Asparagus! Asparagus!
You heard me say it the first time.
Asparagus 3 times.
You heard me say it. Reminds me of I just watched the Accountant 2, and at the beginning, the girl's trying to find the accountant, and they're in a parking garage, and she goes to her car, and he goes, and she looks around and doesn't see anything, and she just goes about her business, and then and she just ignores it, and then he walks up to her and is like, I coughed loudly twice.
So that you may hear me.
So you may look my way.
Acknowledge me, sir.
Please acknowledge me. All right, let's hit a break. Who do we get a winner for the ACL? Who's qualified? Who's our qualifier?
It is Gregory Castanuela.
Gregory Castanuela. Orale, Gregory. There you go, baby. He's got a 20% chance of going to ACL and a 100% chance of mellow mushroom. How about that, baby? How about that?
Yeah.
Good.
All right, we'll wrap up the third hour of the program coming up. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1.
You know, Dr. Jacob Torres has been my doctor for 8 years now. Now, he's become my general practitioner doctor, but initially I first met him at the Institute for Functional Health when I was looking to lose some weight. I didn't know if I could. I wasn't sure if I had the willpower to stick with any of it. And I went and met Dr. Torres, and he convinced me to try something that I had never done. And 65 pounds later, I feel better than I did yesterday and continue to do that. I adopted a lifestyle that I did not think I could. I didn't think I could go on a diet. And quite frankly, I didn't. I changed what I believe about food. And I didn't do it by myself. I did it with the help of Dr. Torres and his great staff. I bring this up because so many of us have tried to diet. We've tried to lose some weight and just couldn't for whatever reason. We didn't have the wherewithal, or we didn't just have the understanding to lose the weight the way that you can keep it off. Dr. Torres convinced me to try, and then his staff went to work with me, and we put together a program that was solely for me, and here I sit. I'm never going to leave Dr. Torres and the Institute for Functional Health. It is how I live. I want that for you. If you are tired of being tired, you don't like what you see in the mirror, or the doctors are telling you it is time to lose weight or medications are imminent, I want you to call Dr. Torres. He will change your life. He's just around the corner down on McCullough. Call him today, 210-468-1891. His website is iffhealth.com. Go there, change your life, and thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Your commute definitely filling in. We've got several incidents. Let's start at 35 northbound at Randolph Boulevard. This accident, northeast side of town, has got 2 right lanes closed. 30-minute delay, heavy from Rittiman. On 35 northbound approaching Highway 90, south side of town, this wreck in the left lane causing a 20-minute delay, and that has you slow from Military Drive. 37 northbound East Jones Avenue, this wreck is in the left lane on 1604 eastbound Blanco Road. Left lane blocked with an accident. 12-minute delay has you stop and go from La Cantera Parkway. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by H-E-B. H-E-B is your one-stop shop for everything you need for Texans summer get-togethers. From barbecues to pool parties, H-E-B's got everything for your summer gatherings at everyday low prices. H-E-B, here everything's better.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
My name is John Clay Wolf. I'm the founder of GimmeTheVin.com. Every month, for the next 10 months, everyone that sells us their car to GimmeTheVin.com will get put in a drawing for a $25,000 winner. We're going to pull one of you out of a hat, and somebody's going to win $25,000. So we're paying more, and you might win $25,000. GiveMeTheVin.com. They don't call us America's Best Car Buyer for nothing.
No purchase necessary. For official rules, go to GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your RV, RV wins.
What, are you going to take the RV to the mountains or go pick up your dry cleaning?
RV wins!
Are we cleaning the gutters or taking the RV camping?
RV wins!
Are we getting a new passport or cruising up the coast?
RV wins!
Don't forget, you got that trip to Sweden coming up. Oh, yeah, passport, then RV.
With Progressive, you can bundle your RV with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings in your RV. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states and situations.
Nigel, why does our office look like a casino?
I call it employee engagement.
Folks, right now is the ideal time to hit the jackpot on comfort with Quarter Moon's Lucky Sevens AC tune-up. It's just $77 for a complete 7-point inspection.
Excuse me, bossman. I've got a good feeling about that slot machine next to your desk. Joe, I couldn't get an advance on next week's check, could I?
Call Quarterman Plumbing, AC and Heating for your Lucky 7's AC tune-up. Just $77. 210-651-5899.
License number TACLA 141074EM16004.
Join the Blitz this Friday at the new Lion and Rose, the Dominion location. It's the best happy hour around with $2.50 drafts, $5 wines and wells, and a list of $5 bites with free giveaways every hour from 2 to 6. This Friday at the Lion and Rose, located off I-10 at the Dominion exit.
Imagine selling your home and getting paid before and after it sells. It's like getting paid twice. Jason Minix here from San Antonio Sports Star. You can do that with Orchard. Orchard puts cash into your pocket so you can buy your dream home. Then your Orchard experts prepare and market your old home, including repairs, showings, even price-boosting upgrades. And here's why Orchard's the best. When your home sells for more, which happens 9 times out of 10, you get that cash too. It's almost like getting paid twice. That's why Orchard is the smarter, faster, hassle-free way to sell your home. Orchard can unlock cash from your old home to use on your new home. That's payday 1. Then you buy your new place, and once you're in, Orchard sells your old home for top dollar. You get that money too. Boom, payday 2. Learn how you can make more with Orchard. Start with your free home valuation at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check for your wallet first, before hitting the drive-thru.
$6.
Sorry, forgot my wallet. I have change, though. Here's 40 cents, another 40. Ooh, a bicentennial.
What's that?
Oh, gosh.
Checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Northbrook, Illinois.
We've got trade wars, rising costs, global chaos, and a skyrocketing national debt. It's no wonder gold keeps hitting record highs. With everything going on in the world, thousands of hardworking Americans are looking to help diversify their savings with precious metals like gold and silver. And they're turning to the top-rated gold company, Goldco. Right now, Goldco is offering you a free 2025 gold and silver kit. Plus, you could get an unlimited instant match and bonus silver if you qualify. Find out how you can diversify your savings, tax and penalty-free today. Call 855-969-GOLD. That's 855-969-GOLD. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
The Players Club, baby. The world renowned, baby.
Yeah. Master P. Yeah.
I always I'm scared to sing along with this because
Yeah, songs I'm a hoe, so
yeah.
It was good when it came out.
Yeah. Ice Cube, I think, one of the most underrated rappers of all time.
Oh yeah, he just has that voice,
dude. It's hardcore,
and he looks the part too.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been listening to like America's Most Wanted and Death Certificate and The Predator. Oh, The Predator's a great album.
I just don't have the mindset anymore to listen to that more than about 1 or 2 songs. I just can't go that hard that long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just too.
Well, I'm still. Rob, you're
I've
not.
aged. I've aged.
You're not as hardcore as me.
No, I mean that.
I
freely admit that.
I'm of the street, so
from the street.
Yeah, I'm of the gutter.
Yeah.
So, as what do you think of Ice Cube, Kitty? Let's see what the kitty thinks. Yeah, Kitty loves Ice Cube. He does. He's a big fan. He's
from the mean streets of Eisenhower.
Yeah, that is a hardcore. He was hardcore, man.
That was the Cats.
But of course now, like he always says, the streets. It's going to kill me, and it did. The streets killed him. R.I.P. Kitty Big Balls. R.I.P. Uncle Baby Billy. Okay, as we continue on here, there is a rumor about that the 76ers may be looking to move the 3rd pick in the draft. And The target seems to be Kevin Durant.
That is not crazy.
Now, it's kind of wild that if the Sixers had finished with, if they had the 7th pick, it would go to Oklahoma City. So I mean, imagine that. Imagine Oklahoma City with the 7th pick in the draft this year. Oh, that piss everybody off. But because they landed the 3rd pick, now they've got some options. And of course, what's Daryl Morey going to say? Oh, we're planning on keeping that pick. That's because he wants everybody that drives the value of it up. Although I do think the 3rd pick is probably the worst place to be.
Yeah, but you could, I mean, there's a couple dudes that you could really end up with a Steph Castle kind of, those guys are going to turn out a little bit later, but this guy's ready now at 3, so you could get immediate benefit.
But apparently the guys that the Sixers are in trade conversations about, and the two names that are popping up are Kevin Durant and Lauri Markkanen. Now, remember last year he did this and he got Paul George, and it turns out that Paul George is officially washed. Like, Paul George is not good anymore.
Well, he was hurt, and I think they're looking at, he's not what he was, but I think when you look at the Philly roster and you go, if we could get healthy, if we could just keep these guys healthy for 50 games each, that's all we need, and hopefully a lot of those are in the second half of the season. You roll out Paul George and Maxey and Embiid. Those aren't going to be part of those aren't part of the trade.
I think Paul George would have to be part of the trade.
He could go, but I think if you could roll out Embiid,
KD, and Maxey,
those 3, and what's the Proctor kid that they brought in? That's enough to get them close to
Jared McCain.
McCain.
Yeah.
So they drafted him. They got a good draft pick. There's 4 legitimate starters. This season was a wash. I mean, everybody was hurt. They had, 40 dudes on their roster over the season. I mean, it was a wash. So if you remember what they had, and they get healthy and you add a Durant and you think about what the East is, you get to the top floor pretty quick. So I don't think this is crazy. And if you're Phoenix, he's out of the West. It's an easier deal to make. I don't have to deal with him. I don't have to see him.
I think with KD, KD's going to be interested in this, first of all, because I think KD's over in Phoenix.
Oh, yes.
And KD is, everybody gives LeBron grief for being like a mercenary. Like, LeBron is, he's stable compared to KD.
Yeah, KD is a hired gun. He's the epitome of a mercenary.
But I think Philly, he's looking at it the same way you are. First of all the pressure isn't going to be on him.
No.
He's going to be playing with Embiid, who at this point, a fully healthy Embiid or a fully healthy Kevin Durant, I think a fully healthy Embiid might be the better player.
Well, the last time we saw a functioning Embiid, he was a 40-20 dude. So, yeah.
And then a young star in Tyrese Maxey, who's, getting better every year. Jared McCain's getting better. Like,
it's a doable deal. And I think that Philly needs to shake the snow globe, but they shouldn't get rid of everything. They got enough talent to compete if they can stay healthy. Phoenix has just got to redo everything.
The other idea, though, is I get. And you know what? The only benefit of doing this to me, if I'm Philly, is I get Paul George out of that building.
I don't think Paul. I mean, he's a good character guy. I don't think he's a bad dude. He's just
I just think he sucks now. I don't think he's gonna. I think he's physically declined. I don't think he's good anymore.
I think he's an average baller.
To pay him a max contract, that's the problem.
The money is, but above that, that's the only way the trade would balance. But I wouldn't be eager to get rid of Paul George. But I can see you have to.
And the problem is Kevin Durant's going to be 37 when the season starts.
Yeah.
And Kevin Durant is going to, if he's traded, he's going to want an extension. Yeah. And now how long is Kevin Durant going to be good? I don't know.
Enough to make a difference, but they only need him for 2 years. They'll pay for whatever happens 2 years after that, but he's a 2-year dude. Let's get him here,
what I think.
Learn the system, and by the time you're 39, you're about done, and we'll have a chance to make a little run. But because if I'm looking around the East, the Pacers will be back. You feel like the Knicks are, they might be lightning in a bottle, but there's a lot of talent there. Cleveland will be back. It's a pretty wide open top floor. So if I'm Philly and I feel like I'm close, I pull the trigger.
Give up the 3rd pick and Paul George to get.
Probably.
Would you rather have KD or Lauri Markkanen?
Oh, I'd rather have KD.
Even though Markkanen younger, he's already under team control for 4 years.
I think
But if you're going all in, you go all in.
Yeah, it's because it's going to cost me about the same.
It is. Yeah, they're both
really
max
will.
players, yeah.
So, and the numbers add up, but you bring Durant to Philly, I think there's something there. Just the bounce that the league would get with all the rooftops in the Northeast, it would matter. I've always wondered why the Wizards haven't been more active in going to get Durant over the last couple of years. You know, that's where he's from. He would have bring an immediate kind of help. I know he wouldn't want to go there unless there was a lot of other stuff going on.
Crumb bum organization. They don't do anything right.
And you'd figure they'd have at least tried. And he is a Northeastern dude. He's from the Maryland area. So it would be something that I felt like at the end of his career he might want to do is go back home.
But you know what? Philly's not far from there.
No, and it feels like it would be a good fit. It's almost too good for Philly to actually make it happen.
Now, I think in hindsight, when KD gets hurt and Joel Embiid gets hurt, we're going to say, of course this happened.
Well,
but
yeah. The Clippers survived the old man movement.
They never won.
No, but I don't think I don't think you go get Durant to get to the playoffs, to have 100 fun games, and if you win it all, more gravy. But for the most part, it's about winning and being and mattering in the Philly scene. I don't think they can get good enough without losing Embiid to really chase a title. You know, it would cost Embiid to do that.
Embiid is such an interesting figure because your options are move on from him, which
would be at the end of the day the smartest thing to do.
Yeah, but then
I know.
What if he's healthy in the next place?
I know, but
it's the same. It's the Zion argument. Like if when Zion leaves New Orleans, I just have a feeling he's going to suddenly get healthy, and it's going to be like, I can't believe they let him go.
Or what didn't you do to get him here? I mean, it looks like no matter what you had done, you did it wrong, even if it wasn't your fault at all.
Yeah.
You know, it was all him eating too many beignets, and it was just a matter of circumstance. I did all I could do.
Yeah.
You know?
Benny says, AJ, did you know there's an old punk band called Crumb Bums? No,
Really?
I did not know that.
I did not know that either.
I did not know that. Crumb Bums is an old Simpsons term. That's all I know.
My grandmother used to say.
Crumb Bum. It's like Krongbin, but Crumb Bum.
It's Crumb Bum.
I forget who. There was some Philly fan. I forget who he was talking about. He was calling a player a crumb bum.
Crumb bum.
And I was like, oh, that's so great. I love that people drag out old words like that. All right. When we come back, we got 1 hour left.
Time flies.
I do have a couple more trade possibilities that I want to throw out to you, and you tell me how realistic you think these are. Little fantasy basketball trading we'll do on the other side. Also, when we come back, we'll give away Simple Plan tickets. The Bigger Than You Think tour, September 5th at 713 Music Hall in Houston. We'll take a look at that and like I said, look at these NBA trade possibilities. Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off, free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
Hey, San Antonio. Multiple tours overseas, years of protecting the country. It all adds up at University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn up to 90 credits for prior learning, military experience, and training toward our low-cost degree and certificate programs. We call that credit where credit is due. For over 75 years, our dedicated success coaches have been helping service members achieve their goals. Get started with local support and online and hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection, one that helps better their everyday through the things they value most: friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
The water coming in and out of your home is like music. Here in San Antonio in the Hill Country, it is hard. Now that's hard. At the same time, those that know have a Connecticut quality water softener and enjoy this. Smooth, soft, pure, clean water. The difference is astounding. Hard water, soft water. If you don't have a Connecticut water softener in your home, you're basically inviting destructive hard water to beat up your appliances, hot water heater, and every pipe in your home. And your coffee maker, hard water damages it too. Call me for a free home water evaluation at 656 Pure.
For a limited time, get a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off a trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months. Call Connecticut of San Antonio in the Hill Country, 210-656-PURE.
Connecticut is simply the very best water softener you can buy, and that's why we say it's the last water softener you'll ever own. Don't live with. Live with
656 Pure Connecticut.
License number 38961.
There's a reason Intuitive Services Group handles our janitorial needs here at 94.1. They're local and serious about cleanliness. From nightly cleaning to detailed floor care, they deliver. We trust them, and you can too. Call Mo at 830-470-3007. That's 830-470-3007.
Everyone has a fave Wendy's Frosty flavor. And when you're choosing from chocolate or vanilla, it's not that hard. But now, there's all new Frosty Swirls and Frosty Fusions. So try picking your fave from Oreo Brownie Fusion, Pop-Tarts Strawberry Fusion, Strawberry Swirl, Brownie Batter Swirl, Caramel Swirl, and Caramel Crunch Fusion. Not so easy now, huh? For a fresh way to Frosty, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's, Oreo is a trademark of Mondelez International Group. Pop-Tarts is a trademark of Kellogg North America Co., LLC, used with permission.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the GPS directions first, before driving to the mall.
Turn right at the light. In 1,000 miles, you will reach Montreal.
Not Montreal, the mall.
Recalculating. 6,000 miles to Nepal.
No, the mall.
Checking first is smart.
Recalculating.
So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Your commute definitely filling in. We've got several incidents. Let's start at 35 northbound at Randolph Boulevard. This accident, northeast side of town, has got 2 right lanes closed. 30-minute delay, heavy from Rittiman. On 35 northbound approaching Highway 90, south side of town, this wreck in the left lane causing a 20-minute delay, and that has you slow from Military Drive. 37 northbound East Jones Avenue, this wreck is in the left lane on 1604 eastbound Blanco Road. Left lane blocked with an accident. 12-minute delay has you stop and go from La Cantera Parkway. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The NBA playoffs pick up again tonight. The conference finals begin on the western side as the Minnesota Timberwolves are in Oklahoma City to take on the Thunder for Game 1. You can catch the game live on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1. In the NFL, the Eagles, coming off their Super Bowl championship, are extending head coach Nick Sirianni with a multi-year deal. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
9:02 on the Morning Huddle on a Tuesday. Everybody loves a Tuesday, right? Who? Nope, no. We don't love Tuesdays?
Nah.
Not your favorite?
Tuesday doesn't have a feel. Yeah. Tuesday, you're just waiting for Wednesday.
I don't like Wednesday particularly.
I don't really like Wednesday, but it's a hump day, as we've been told. So
Yeah.
you're almost there. I mean, you reached the apex. Thursday's small Friday, and
But
Friday's
Wednesday,
the
like,
weekend. But Tuesday's kind of like, eh.
Tuesday, do you still have a little bit of gas left over from the weekend? Like,
No,
or
Tuesdays are the worst.
You think so?
They really. Tuesday's the hard day for me.
Okay. Well,
and during
thanks for
football
powering
season,
through.
Well, I mean, during football season, you wake up Tuesday morning, you got a game, but most Tuesdays, there's not a lot to talk about. Monday's kind of a slow day after the weekend of games. There's a lot of college sports, except for basketball, is only not played on Monday.
But I kind of like being able to just talk about whatever I feel like and not being,
there is that.
not
We're
being forced to talk about sports.
By what is actually going on in the world.
Right.
But that's the one great benefit of Tuesday.
Yeah, that is true. There is a story here that's got 5 possible post-lottery deals. And I wanted to go over some of these with you and see what your thoughts were on these.
Being an NBA GM is easy, by the way.
Trade 1. And I can't imagine this happens with the Mavericks, Lakers, and Blazers all involved in a trade here. Mavericks get Anthony Simons. Lakers get Daniel Gafford. Blazers get Maxi Kleber, Caleb Martin, Dalton Knecht, Dwight Powell.
Why?
2029, a 31, and a 30 pick swap.
Why do Blazers want this deal? What's in it for them?
I guess getting picks and young players.
Well, you're getting some other stuff too. That's a lot to take on. So I don't understand why Portland does this, but carry on.
It says Mavericks probably wouldn't be too eager to go back to the Lakers for another deal. But it says Dallas was already loaded up front before landing Flag, introducing him into a front court mix with Anthony Davis, Derek Lively, P.J. Washington, Najee Marshall, and, of course, Gafford creates a minutes crunch, which is true. They are kind of overloaded there now. At that.
That's a good position to be overloaded at, but
yes. Gafford is a free agent next summer and reportedly wants starter money. Dallas probably can't justify giving it to him. Lively's an extension eligible next offseason. Davis is making the max, and Flag is obviously you're hoping that he's going to be around for a long move. So the logical move is to trade Gafford and get a guard back who can lead the offense while Kyrie recovers. And they think that, and it says the Lakers might be willing to trade Austin Reeves, but I don't think so.
Untouchable.
I think so.
So Anthony's the answer in that. It's too many moving pieces.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I just don't see that happening.
It says Simon's probably the best non-all-star guard on the market this offseason.
He's a comer. Yeah.
He's 25 years old.
And he was due.
And because they have Shadon Sharp and Scoot Henderson, who they drafted to be in that role, and they're on the same timeline.
And Scoot came on at the second half, and you can see Simmons' minutes, or not Simons. Is it Simons or Simmons? I don't know how he does it.
I think it's Anthony Simons.
Simons?
Yeah.
I see he knows that minutes are going to be decreased. I can see why he'd want out. But if I'm Portland, I'm not sure I want to get rid of Anthony. I mean, Scoot played better, but your best guard was Simons.
Giannis to the Spurs, still talked about here. Spurs get Giannis. The Pelicans get the number 14 pick. And Atlanta's unprotected 2027 first. The Bucks get Castle, Barnes, Keldon, the number 2, and the more favorable of Milwaukee and New Orleans first-round pick in 26.
No. I don't think that. I mean, it might have to take a 3-team deal to get him here, but I don't see that one. Nope. And Castle, I don't think Castle is up for debate.
I think Castle's up for debate if you don't have to give up the number 2 pick.
Yeah.
But I don't think that.
I think that the Spurs now seem to be very discerning. They're gonna, we're gonna keep everything we want unless you.
Maybe so.
A whole lot more.
We talked about Kevin Durant to the Sixers, Paul George, and the number 3 pick to get Kevin Durant.
That seems like I'd do that today. I'd do that right now. If I'm Philadelphia, what on earth?
Well, if you're Phoenix too, right?
Well, Phoenix, I mean, you are giving up Durant, but my gosh, yes.
But you get the number 3 pick.
Yeah, I both sides, I don't know what you're waiting on.
Yeah, I don't get it. Lauri Markkanen to Portland.
Wow, Portland's in a lot of business.
Jazz would get DeAndre Ayton, Matisse Thybulle, the number 11 pick, and the most and least favorable of Milwaukee, Portland, and Washington's first-round picks in 2029.
Okay.
And the Blazers get Lauri Markkanen.
Man, Utah's, if they can get all that for Lowry, I don't know why I don't make that deal too.
I'm not really sure either.
I mean,
I guess you want someone to show up and give your fans a reason to be there.
Okay, so in the backdrop of what's going on in Utah, just specifically to Utah, next year's number 1 pick by most odds is playing at BYU, a guy named AJ DeBanza.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just like they were in on Flag. Utah will next be in on A.J. DeBanza. So it would behoove them, I believe, to get rid of Markkanen because as bad as they weren't bad enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They didn't get enough ping pong balls. So I think they're going to dive deeper into the lottery pool and try to pull out DeBanza.
The last trade they talk about is kind of interesting because the Spurs did something like this. Remember last year they traded the number 8 pick to Minnesota for a swap in 2030 or whenever it is, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But it said the Spurs didn't want to try to fit 2 rookies onto their team at once. And they did it with Minnesota, who was capped out. They'd spent all their picks getting Rudy Gobert. They wanted to, that was their only way to get a guy they wanted in Rob Dillingham. It's talking about the Houston Rockets potentially doing that this year. They have the 10th pick. They've got a pretty loaded roster to the point where, they took Reed Sheppard, number 3 overall, and he couldn't get on the floor. And I don't know if it's because maybe Reed Sheppard just sucks.
Oh, he came on later. But
a lot of it is they've just got their rotation kind of set, and it doesn't make a lot of sense for them to go draft a guy in the lottery. And if you can kick that can down the road and maybe use it on something later on.
How much do you love Jalen Green at the end of the day is the question that Houston has to answer.
It's a good question.
Because there's a lot to love, but there's a lot to dislike. If you love him that much, I wouldn't do a damn thing. Let Reed Sheppard earn his minutes. I know what Jalen Green's capable of. I know his shortcomings, too. I know my young guys are getting older. I do think that Sheppard's has to mature to take some of Van Vliet's minutes. Fred's getting older.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing I'd look at Houston as. I don't think they need to do anything. They're like San Antonio. Hey, man, we had the second best record in the league last year. We don't need to tweak anything. And if they're looking to move anything, who's untouchable for Houston?
Amin Thompson
and Sengun. Are those the 2?
I don't think they talked about Sengun for Giannis.
For Giannis, and that's the only way I move Sengun. But other than that, I look at Thompson, Sengun, and pick your favorite wing. I don't know which one you like. Pick the favorite one of the 3 and keep those 3. And if you really want to make some moves, you got some basis to hold on to, but you were second best in the West. And the only thing that happened to you this year was you were immature. They just immatured their way out. So I think that Houston can be just like San Antonio. Only deal I make is the one that fits me perfectly.
Yeah.
And if it ain't perfect, I ain't doing it.
Claymore says that Portland has Donovan Clingan. They're not taking on Gafford. Deal does nothing for them. In that deal, the Lakers were the team getting Daniel Gafford.
Yeah.
Mavericks were getting Simons, and the Blazers were getting a bunch of kids and picks. Do
you appreciate what the Blazers are doing?
What I like about the Blazers is they're trying.
Yeah.
And they're in a position where if they were doing what the Jazz did this year, just tanking, no one would say anything. But they played way above their roster's head.
They did. They feel like Detroit a couple years ago.
Yeah.
They're almost there.
And there is something to those teams. You want a team who knows how to win. That's why with a young and when the Spurs did this in Wemby's rookie year, it was oof. I don't know how I feel about tanking because you want guys to know how to win. You know what I mean? You don't want guys to think it's okay to be a loser. Especially when you've got a piece like that.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that Portland doesn't want their guys to feel like losers. Even though, they're not good enough to be winners right now. It feels a lot better to be competitive than to be the Jazz.
And I don't and I think there's something about Portland. I don't think they have the wherewithal to go on a 5-year building plan. I think they could be on a 5-year skid, but I don't know how much they could do because of the situation San Antonio found itself in, where it's the same coach that was here that got us here, and it's the same ownership crew and all that, where Portland's rather transient. I don't know if I trust any of you fools to be around here in 3 years. So ain't no long-term process.
Yeah, that's kind of the same way I feel. Although, I do think Portland's got some pieces now that they feel solid about. Like I mentioned, Shadon Sharp and Scoot Henderson, who when they took them were both kind of looked at as long-term projects, like lottery ticket type players.
Well, they were hoping Scoot was better quicker, but yeah.
But they're on the same timeline. They're both 21. Then they draft Donovan Clingan, who is, I think, is he plays, his game plays older than he is. But they've got now a good young core that, yeah, you add a couple pieces to it and you're in business. They're not far from being like what Houston's got.
And whether it happens or not, I appreciate the fact that they're in it. You
know,
they're
give them credit, man.
And as a team that has been on the other end like them and never being mentioned in anything other than let's hope our draft picks turn out.
Right.
I appreciate what they're doing.
In a post-Dame world, it would have been really easy for them to just like fall into the mire.
Yeah, can you imagine? You're a Trailblazer fan and you're watching. Well, you watch CJ and Dame exit. I mean, and never got any benefit from it at all.
Yeah, yeah, it sucks, man. What could have been in Portland is always. I mean, they've had a lot of those what could have beens, from LaMarcus to Brandon Roy. Oh, Brandon Roy was so good at one point. Oh, he was so good. But yeah, just a run of bat. I mean, it kind of starts when you take Greg Oden over Kevin Durant.
Cursed.
You can point back at that and go, yeah, that might have been the start of it.
75-year-old center.
Yeah. Yeah. Who would have thought that guy?
That guy looked 50 when he was 18.
Broken down. All right, I got to tell you guys about Carbach. I love Carbach. I had some last night. Again, maybe I've got a problem now that I think about it. But if I'm going to have a problem, I'm going to have it with my boys over at Carbach. And that's the way. They've got something for everybody in their lineup, man. I was on the Imperial Hopadillo last night. That is it's new. They call it Double Dillo, 9.9% ABV. Just a big hop bomb. Oh, it's so sweet. I love it. The old school Hopadillo, still a great one, and you'll find that all over San Antonio, as well as the Ziegenbach. You're going to find that out in the wild. And Love Street is their most popular. That's their best-selling beer. That's a Kolsch-style blonde. You're going to find that all over the city as well. If you don't, hey, they've got it at all the grocery stores, all the liquor stores, but chances are good you're going to see it wherever you go in San Antonio. They've done a good job of getting their beer all over town. So when you're out and about this weekend, go ahead and ask your bartender to please make it a Carbach.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning as we start to head out of the morning rush hour into your midday commute. Still have this accident 35 southbound before you get to 1604. Start moving over to your left side. 2 right lanes are blocked. It's a 35-minute delay as you slow from FM 1103. 35 on the frontage road southbound Frostbank Center Drive, stall left lane. And we still have this closure on 410 on the frontage road southbound at 151. Closed with an 18-wheeler accident. Apparently, this truck lost its load of rebar, so the cleanup process continues. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Hey, how long has it been since you ditched work for something actually worth it? Emails can wait. Zoom meetings? Forget about them. Skip the 9 to 5 for 9 innings. We're sending you to the ballpark instead. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is giving away pairs of tickets to see the Texas Rangers take on the St. Louis Cardinals Friday, May 30th at Globe Life Field in Arlington. Listen to the Blitz all this week. Jason and Joe will drop a ditch phrase during the show every day. When you hear it, be the first caller at 646-ESPN and win the tickets. And maybe don't mention it to your boss. Hey, you're not playing hooky. Bueller. You're honoring America's pastime. Ditch work for the Diamond with South Texas home for the Texas Rangers. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
This month, law enforcement will be cracking down on drivers and passengers who aren't buckled up. Here's why.
I responded to a crash on the highway where a pickup flipped over multiple lanes of traffic. The driver of the vehicle was missing, and we actually found him underneath the vehicle, unfortunately deceased on scene.
We write seatbelt tickets to save lives.
Out of all the wrecks that I've worked, I've never had to unbuckle a dead body.
Officers are out in force, writing seatbelt citations that can add up to $200. Click it or ticket. This message brought to you by the Texas Department of Transportation.
This just in, the NFL schedule has dropped, and you know what that means. It's go time. Adam Schefter here with the Insider Tip. If you're trying to catch your team live this season, Vivid Seats is the move. For the best selection of games and seats, it's time to snap your tickets up now. Vivid Seats has great deals on great seats and the only rewards program in the game. It's no wonder they're the official ticketing partner of ESPN. So don't wait. Head to vividseats.com or download the app and lock in those game days.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card, so let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything! The Capital One Saver card is at table 27 and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu!
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
Hey, Joy. Oh, you are glowing.
Oh, hey. More like Mira joyed that Miralax helped me go. I was so backed up. Tried mega coffees, prune juice, everything. Then Miralax. And hello, gentle relief without the harsh side effects.
Ooh, how does it work?
It works naturally with the water in your body for constipation relief. Find Miralax today at your local retailer.
Use as directed for occasional constipation.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
According to plan. A simple plan, you ask? Yes,
they do all sound the same, right?
They are, yeah. Simple Plan, Bigger Than You Think tour. Live September 5th, 713 Music Hall in Houston, Texas. We got a pair of tickets for you. Here it is. He just wants to make him proud, Vic. I just want to make you proud.
Yeah.
I'm never going to be good enough for you, Rob.
This is so sad.
Crank it up here, Vic.
This is just sad.
We lost it all.
See, Jelly Roll's making millions talking about how pathetic he is.
Sorry, I can't be perfect. If I was a better singer, Rob would appreciate me more.
This might define an entire generation, this song.
Let's ask the kitty what he thinks of this song.
He can't be perfect. Get it? Get it? He can't be perfect.
Well, as you know, I adopted Uncle Baby Billy, so he actually became my son. So
yeah, that's right.
Technically,
he's in the will.
He was a good son. I was proud of him. I was proud of him. Although even though he was really bad at fighting, I was still proud of him.
He lived fast.
Yep, lived
At
fast.
least he fought. At least
That's
he
right,
ran.
man.
Yeah.
He didn't back down.
Nope.
He said, "I'm going to get this sex no matter what, even if I got to get my ass kicked." And then he did. Good for him. Caller number. Did we give out a caller number?
No.
Caller number 1, first caller. You're going to go see Simple Plan on the Bigger Than You Think tour, September 5th in Houston. There you go. Alexandra has paid homage to Uncle Baby Billy by making his picture her profile picture.
Very nice.
That is an honorable
lives
thing.
on.
An honorable thing. Even though I'm pretty sure it's James Pledger doesn't want his memory to live on.
I don't know. I'm not gonna.
I think it's Pledger.
I have a sense it's
Vic, who do you think? Who, if you were?
I don't know.
But if you had to accuse someone,
I'd say Minix.
Minix? But no, remember he wasn't even here that one day. Like the first day that it was moved, he wasn't even here.
Probably is Pledger. Then.
I think it's Pledger. Yeah.
I don't think Joe cares.
I don't think Joe cares either. Yeah. Although Joe, and if Joe took it down, he'd probably crumble it up.
Yeah, I don't think Joe's a cat guy.
Oh, okay.
No, Joe is.
He strikes me as a dog.
He's too masculine.
Yeah. He's too masculine.
Yeah, yeah. Joe doesn't want to project anything that would not be considered masculine.
Kind of like me.
Yeah. You're also very masculine, Rob. Very masculine.
I don't know why I don't think he's a cat guy. Maybe he is.
Oh, he doesn't strike me as one either,
cat dude, at all.
But most people say I don't strike them as a.
No, you really don't.
I'm a surprise cat guy. I mean, I love dogs. I actually like dogs more than cats, but I do love cats too.
Just an animal guy.
I do love animals. They're better than us. Basically, I'd rather be friends with animals than people, just because. Oh, Joe Reiniger was complaining about Kitty's pick.
Oh, there we go. He didn't know what was going on.
What?
Speaking of Joe Reiniger, he's
so rude, Joe.
Deborah Knapp's going to join the Blitz today.
Really?
That's royalty.
Explain. I'm unfamiliar.
Deborah has been on Ken's 5 for as long as I can remember.
Okay.
I mean, since the early 80s, 90s. We've watched her go through a lot. She is truly San Antonio, worth the tune. I heard 3:30 today.
Okay.
She's hanging up. She's part of that crew that Joe worked with for so long. I mean, that was for 20 years, the nightly crew.
And she's retired?
She is retiring. She's been doing the afternoons for a minute, but Deborah Knapp's part of San Antonio. She's a queen.
Yeah.
She really is.
She hot?
Yes. Lovely woman. Lovely, yes.
Nice. Is she still hot enough to be on TV?
I would say yes, absolutely.
So do you think she's retiring on her own volition then?
You know, in this business, I don't know if anybody gets to, but if anybody deserves it, it would certainly be her.
Yeah. Because it's always going to be tough for women, I guess for men too on TV. Like once you start to not look pretty anymore, they don't really want you on TV.
Well, that whole HD revolution 30 years ago
really did ruin some people, didn't it? But yeah, I'm gonna check her out today on the YouTube.
I'm sure she's got lots of great stories.
Oh, I'm sure. I am sure. And her and Joe will reminisce.
I'm sure there's lots of stories that she knows about Joe that I'd like to hear.
You know what? He's probably going to take my picture off that chair then.
Probably. Man, is she going to be in studio? I hope.
I think so.
Man, I'm to clean up.
I think so. Okay. Let's see what's going on in the world outside of sports. Mel Gibson. Do you know what he paid to get out of his marriage?
Well, this is the woman that bore him like 18 kids?
Yes.
Okay.
This has to be one of, if not the largest divorce settlements in history, or at least in like a.
We were talking about Costner. Didn't Costner get taken to the cleaner?
I think so. Now, he was married for 31 years.
Ooh.
Did not have a prenup.
Ooh.
So she was entitled to half of everything he earned during their marriage. That would be $425 million.
Liquid?
Well, he ain't liquid.
So he was worth $850 million. Had to give up half to her, and it includes half of the $600 million that he grossed from Passion of the Christ, as well as shared ownership of their numerous real estate holdings including a $15 million island in Fiji. She will also continue to receive 50% of future residuals from films that he made during their marriage. And upon her death, those profits will pass to her estate. They got married well before he was famous, like before he was Mad Max, before he was in Lethal Weapon. So basically everything he's ever done.
Whoa, yeah, don't get married.
Yes.
So he must have been asking for the divorce.
It's irreconcilable differences. They have 7 children. Now their only kid that's still a minor is they have a 12-year-old son. The divorce settlement followed closely after his agreement to pay $750,000 to Oksana Grigorieva, his former girlfriend and mother of his young daughter, Lucia, that was born in 2009. They were in a relationship from 2008 to 2010, and that relationship began while Gibson was still legally married to Moore, though they had been publicly separated since 2006. But this is the divorce, which is finalized.
Is that out of California?
Yeah.
Ouch.
It is now. It is officially the most expensive in Hollywood history. So, I mean, that is a crazy number.
Well, I get the sense she kind of earned it.
And I mean, the idea that
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
she earned it.
I mean, she's there from the beginning.
Yeah, she earned it, and he turned out to be no prize.
Why? Just because he says some.
He's a bit of an arrogant bigot. A
So
little bit of a bigot.
he says a couple of
anti-Semitic bigot.
a couple of slurs, a little bit of. I mean, he's a little slurry. What's the big deal?
It's all it
I'm
takes.
surprised that
He's a little
this divorce
slurry.
was. I don't know what the divorce laws are in Australia, but I would have assumed they got married in Australia. I know
it says
kept
they
residence.
met in Australia, but it doesn't say where they got married.
And they probably have kept residence in California where they could apply it. But I don't know what the Aussie divorce rules are. I just know California is just about the worst in the world when it comes to this. So I would have done anything not to get divorced in California.
Yeah, I would have said, let's move to
Vegas. Could we
let's move to Portugal or wherever
in Vegas? Or let's go to a Spanish country.
This is interesting and destined for failure. The 43rd Adjutant Battalion, the U.S. Army, issued a memo last month instructing military personnel to refrain from doing something. If I said, what is the least likely thing you'll be able to get military personnel to refrain from, what do you think it is?
To refrain.
Drinking.
That's a good one, but I think there's something that...
Sex?
No. How about using profanity?
Good luck.
Right?
I'm surprised we don't cuss slip out one and
it's years of training, trust me.
The memo with a subject line that read, "Profanity-free campus," made it clear that the use of profanity, vulgar language, or rude gestures or remarks is prohibited for soldiers operating during duty hours at the unit at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. Such language does not align with the Army's core values and undermines the integrity of our soldiers and our formations, read a copy of the memo. It specified that bad language will not be tolerated during meetings, briefings, or training exercises and cannot be used when speaking with peers, trainees, or superiors. Clothing will not be allowed to depict any offensive language either. This is a policy to correct actions that took place within the unit based on results of an investigation conducted earlier this year. The explanation is that there was an extreme use of profanity within this unit.
Extreme, you say?
Extreme. The F word?
Yes. They now, no soldiers have yet been punished or separated as a result of the policy.
For cussing.
The first strike will yield a verbal counseling. Strike 2 will lead to a written counseling placed in the soldier's file. Strike 3 will result in the removal of favorable actions. And the final strike will lead to separation for misconduct based on pattern of behavior.
Jeez.
Less than honorable due to cussing.
Is that a BCD then?
I think it would have to.
Right?
It would be a dishonorable discharge, I suppose.
At least less than honorable.
cussing.
Yeah, the quote is, the most productive work environment is one where employees and soldiers treat each other as they would like to be treated.
Man, 9 out of 10 words in the military are
I
cusses.
Googled this.
Cuss words, right?
It's Article 134 of the UCMJ, indecent language.
I mean,
and if you do, and evidently this is an ongoing issue, because when I Googled that, I got an attorney who specializes in Article 134 cases.
I mean, I can't imagine this is going to work. Like, there's no, like, the whole army you'd lose them. They're all gone.
When I was in way back in the 80s, there was a wave of that too. I think this happens about every 15 years where some general, somebody gets in a base and hears something and says, well, we can't have that. But it's so endemic into it is what it is. There's even the saying when somebody cusses in, like, the Navy, hey, we're not on a ship. I mean,
Right.
You don't need to use that kind of language because that's kind of the military thing.
When I was in the Army, we had a soldier get murdered who was gay.
Mm-hmm.
And it opened up this huge investigation, and it was like a national headline story, and it was my unit. And I actually had to testify at the trial. It was a whole mess.
Okay.
But up until that point, like the cadence that we ran to, like the sergeants would get outside and,
Jody's
sing and
we
they
had
would
some too. Yeah.
they were using words in reference to homosexuality that you don't say now, certainly. And I remember when it was like, all that stops. Nobody uses this word anymore. And I remember all these dudes were like, oh man, we got to like figure out some new cadence. Like, how are we going to run?
Here.
How are we going to run?
I know, we can't run unless
It's true.
It is true.
Now,
I did have a rhythm with the cadence.
You take away all cussing? Oh, this is a nightmare scenario. It's a nightmare scenario. I don't want to be in an army that doesn't cuss anyway. I'll tell you that much right now.
Have you ever played for a coach that didn't cuss?
Yeah.
It's just about as disconcerting as being cussed
It bothers me, yeah.
When
I would rather you cuss at me.
Please, when the euphemisms for all the good cuss words are just about as bad.
There was a parent who complained about me cussing when I was coaching. And these are like 14-year-old kids. It's like,
oh, they cuss already.
You don't think they've heard this word?
I know,
I do
Probably
have to
from
watch
y'all.
my tongue sometimes.
I didn't.
I let it go.
I just said one of your moms is a whiny little bitch.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to be very, very careful.
So if you want to go tell on me, you better go do it real fast.
Yeah, everybody tell on me.
About tired of your ass, little snitch. All right, let's hit our last break of the day, friends. When we come back, we'll wrap up the show the way we always do by taking a look at the daily lines. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
We had so much fun last week, we're doing it again. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is gearing up once more to send you to the Austin City Limits Music Festival. 9 stages, 2 weekends, more big-time artists than a Texas tailgate during rodeo season. October 3rd through the 5th, and again October 10th through the 12th, right up the road in the live music capital of the world. We're talking Sabrina Carpenter, Hosier, Doja Cat, Luke Combs, The Strokes, John Summit, Doechii, Fade, and a whole mess of other artists turned up Zilker Park into the biggest backyard party in Texas. Listen to the Morning Huddle and the Blitz all this week for another shot to win a pair of 3-day wristbands to Weekend 2. We'll crown one lucky winner on each show this Friday, and every qualifier scores a $50 gift card to Mellow Mushroom at 1604 and Stone Oak Parkway. Cold drinks, hot pizza, 3-day ACL wristbands. Now, that's a South Texas trifecta. Grand Slam in the bottom of the 9th. Want to skip the contest and buy your way in? Head to aclfest.com. But we say, why pay when you can win? With 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
With Progressive's collision coverage, my family gets up to $1,000 for vet bills if I'm injured in a car accident. And that makes this Chihuahua really feel like part of the family. What's that? I don't sound like a Chihuahua? Oh, I'm sorry. What exactly am I supposed to sound like? I guess all Chihuahuas are high-strung, riding around in expensive designer purses. Actually, I prefer riding in cars. So I appreciate that my family protects me with Progressive's pet collision coverage. Okay, maybe I am a little high-strung. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states. Coverage for dogs and cats is included with the purchase of collision coverage and is subject to policy terms.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at TSAOG.com.
Missions fans, get ready for AARP $2 Tuesdays at Wolf Stadium, presented by San Antonio Sports Star. Enjoy $2 tickets, beer, hot dogs, and more. Tonight, first pitch at 7:05 p.m. Don't miss out. Get your tickets now at samissions.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-499-9102. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-499-9102. That's 800-499-9102. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
This is Jason Minix. You're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Du hast mich.
What does this mean?
You hate me.
You hate me? That's what it is?
Du hast.
Like the
Du hast mich.
that former dude that played in the XFL, he hate me?
Yes.
His theme?
Ah, yes, friends.
Good stuff.
Du hast mich. Here we go! All right.
Nothing like a little bit of German death metal to get your Tuesday
That's all
going.
we needed on a Tuesday, baby. All we needed. Let's wrap up the show the way we always do, friends. Let's take a look at the Daily Lines.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the Daily Lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You covered, yeah!
The Oklahoma City Thunder. Ain't no love in Oklahoma. Rob sings every time he hears that commercial. He sings
no love.
Yep. Oklahoma City, 7.5-point favorites over the Timberwolves. Total of 217. What do you like here?
I like them both. I like Oklahoma City's in a rhythm. They're still playing. Minnesota's been sitting and watching. I think it might take a minute to get them revved up. I certainly like Oklahoma City the first half.
First half, OKC. That's my play too, baby. Let's get it. Let's get that money, that shmoney, honey. Tomorrow's line is moved a little bit in the Knicks' favor. It was 4 yesterday. It looks like 4.5, mostly what you're seeing now.
On the DFS, let's look at these. Shea Gilgeous, 31.5.
Over.
You like the more on that?
Higher, yeah, more, whatever you're legally allowed to say.
The other star, Anthony Edwards, more or less, 26 points. Less.
Yep.
That does seem to feed into that. I think I might take those advantage. All right, moving along.
Yeah, I like the Thunder tonight. I think they go out and at least start. I mean, I'm not saying the Timberwolves are going to get swept out of town. The thing about the Thunder is when they win, it's usually not by a little bit. The Thunder,
they beat you.
They blow you out.
They beat you.
And they do not take their foot off the gas. The Thunder waited until the Nuggets waved the white flag, and then they played about 3 more minutes with their starters, and then they pulled them off the floor when they were up by 30 or whatever it was in the fourth quarter. Like, Joker and Jamal Murray had been sitting down for a couple minutes, and finally they were like, all right,
do this.
That's enough.
Yeah.
Now they know. Like, they do not let up. Which I appreciate as a betting man. I want them to keep the hammer down if I'm betting on you. The Florida Panthers take on the Carolina Hurricanes as the Eastern Conference Finals get underway in hockey tonight. The Hurricanes minus 125 favorites in the game. Total is 5.5. I think Carolina gets off to a good start here. I think the Panthers just went through a hellacious series. Saw Game 7, and now they got to hit the road early and going up against a team that I think is just better than them. So give me Carolina today, minus 125. The Stars are minus 125 tomorrow when the Western Conference Finals kick off as well. Major League Baseball. Exciting finish for the Cubs and Marlins yesterday. Marlins got a walk-off. The Cubs trying to prevent that from happening again. Jameson Taillon goes to the hill for the Cubbies. They are minus 140. Ryan Weathers going for the Marlins. The Cincinnati Reds. They are minus 135. Nick Martinez going for the Reds. Bailey Falter going for the Pirates. The Mets are in Boston. Clay Holmes going for the Mets. They are minus 130 favorites on the road against the Bo Sox. Spencer Strider returns from the DL, or the IL, I guess it is now. He is taking on the Nationals. I'm curious what your DFS says about Spencer Strider because he's a strikeout king, and I'm guessing I'm going to want to play under his strikeout number because it's his first game back from the IL, so he's not going to pitch a full workload. Hopefully they offer us a generous number.
I don't have a – oh, here we go. I've got him at, let's see here, minus 1.5 for the Braves, 8.5 over-under. Let's see, we got Strider here.
Give me like a 5.5. I'll go up.
I have to go up to the other.
Okay, we'll figure that one out.
I'll find it in a second.
The Braves are minus 185 favorites at the Nationals. Mitchell Parker going for the Nationals. It's Patrick Corbin Day.
It's not quite the holiday it used to be.
No, it's not. Patrick Corbin's played well this year. Although last time I said we can't bet against him. It's the Rockies, and he won, obviously. Now he's playing the Yankees in the Bronx. Will Warren going for the Yankees. They are minus 200 favorites. So if you think Patrick Corbin stays hot, though, you can get plus 165 on the Rangers. The Astros are sending a made-up person to the mound tonight, Brandon Walter. I never heard of him. He is even money today at the Rays. Zach Littell going for the Rays. They're minus 120. Dylan Cease going for the Pods. They're in Toronto to take on the Jays. Padres minus 125. Gavin Williams goes for the Guardians. They're in Minnesota taking on Chris Paddock and the Twins. Twins minus 115. The Mariners minus 185 in Chicago taking on the White Sox. Bryce Wilson going for Chi-Town. Keegan Aiken goes for the O's. Logan Henderson for the Brewers. Brewers minus 135. Tarek Scoobly Doobly, minus 190 at St. Louis. Eric Fetty goes for the Cards. Jesus Luzardo going for the Phillies. They are minus 285. That's a 2, an 8, and a 5 against the Colorado Rockies. Antonio Cinzatella going for the Rockies.
You like Luzardo over 6 strikeouts?
Yes.
More than that?
I do. Michael Lorenzen goes for the Royals. They are at the Giants. Hayden Birdsong for the G's. Giants minus 150. Angels at the Athletics. Kyle Hendricks for the Angels. Gunnar Hoagland.
That's not real.
That's not real. I like it. It's not a real name, but I like it.
Gunnar Hoagland?
Hoagland with a U. Hoagland.
Hoagland?
Yeah. I like that.
Parents had a sense of humor.
They are minus 165, are the Hoagland-led A's. Ryan Nelson goes for the D-backs. Yoshinobu Yamamoto goes for the Dodgers. The Dodgers, a healthy minus 240 favorite. What do we get on Spencer Strider? What do you got for
over
me?
under 6 strikeouts.
Give me lower than.
You like
less than 6 strikeouts for Spencer Strider.
No, wait. How about 5?
Ooh.
5 strikeouts.
Ooh. My number was 5.5.
Yeah, I like the less than, huh?
I'll still take less than 5. So if I get 5, it's a push.
It's push.
Give me less than 5. Give me less than 5. He ain't getting over 5. I think he's going to pitch probably 4 innings.
We'll go a little roundhouse on pitching. I like more than that.
There you go. There you go. That is your look at the day. Oh, you know what? I keep forgetting.
We got some.
It's lady basketball season. And guess what? Guess what I got, Vic?
What?
I got a fever.
Really?
An Indiana fever. They are minus 8 hosting the Atlanta Dream. A fever dream. Oh, dream fever. I believe you can get me an 8-point spread. The Fever are 8-point favorites over the Atlanta Dream. I don't know. I generally think that, like, the Dream and the Wings, they're the 2 crummiest teams. The Sky are pretty crummy, too.
Okay.
What I've noticed about lady basketball is the bad teams are really, really bad. So I generally look to fade those teams. Also, Art, good call. It's a special day. College baseball, the SEC tournament gets underway. How about that?
Yeah.
How about we've got Kentucky and Oklahoma. Got to pick them on that game. That'll start off the SEC championship weekend. South Carolina is at Florida. Florida's a minus 330 favorite. That's a healthy favorite right there. Texas A&M, you're fighting Ags, Rob.
I wouldn't put any money there.
They're playing Mississippi State. They are minus 125 are your Ags in this one.
I wouldn't touch the Aggie baseball even with, I have no idea.
I think you're probably better off not.
I want them to just finish this season and go home.
Also, coming up at 11:30, Rice and UTSA. How about that?
You know,
what do you think the number is for Rice UTSA? Now, remember, keep in mind, Rice is a historically great baseball school.
And UTSA is not. They are this year. They just took care of Rice last week.
Well, let me put it to you this way. UTSA is minus 810 in this game, minus 800. You can play the run line here, which in the major leagues, they'll have a run line of minus 1.5 or whatever. Today, the run line for UTSA is minus 5.5. And if you think they're going to win by 6 runs, you still have to play it. You have to pay minus 130 to get that.
They're good, man. They're good. They have their eyes on Omaha, man.
That's wild.
Good.
Good for them, man. Good for them. No wonder they wouldn't return any of my son's tape. I'm like, no, we don't need that.
Yeah.
We're too good. We're too good now. I should have caught them in their crummy days. That would have been better.
That long ago.
That would have been better. All right, there you go. That is your look at the daily lines. Yeah, I expect I'm going with the Thunder to win in convincing fashion tonight. I think they handle business pretty comfortably.
They're so much better, but I think what's hurting Minnesota, unless they've been practicing their ass off, it is just so hard to keep that blade sharp when you take 3 or 4 days off. Every athlete is a product of comfort and just schedule. You just get used to flying, getting off the plane, eating your meal, doing the thing, and then going in game and doing all that. When you take 2 or 3 days off, it just gets a little weird, especially when you've been going through the playoff run. I don't think Minnesota's going to get whooped every night, but tonight doesn't look good.
Yeah, I think it's just too much to come out. And
the other thing about Oklahoma City is every playoff team has a good crowd. That goes without saying. The Knicks have a good crowd in the Garden, and I'm sure the T-Wolves fans are nuts. There's something about that Oklahoma City crowd and how those kids feed off the energy that they bring them. A little bit of energy is extrapolated by X whenever things get going good with them. The building carries the Thunder through a lot of things. They're a good crowd.
Shea in the postseason, in the regular season against Minnesota, 35 points, 7.5 rebounds, 6.8 assists per game. That's pretty good.
That's MVP stuff,
That is pretty good. Against Oklahoma City this season, Edwards, 22 points, 9 boards, 6 assists. But splits were 36, 31, and 82. So not exactly an efficient
Edwards
number.
has to do more. I mean, he just has to carry a whole lot more of the weight, and that's going to cause a little bit more of the problems.
Yeah. This is two of the best guards in the league. I do think it's going to be fun to watch. What I will say this, Minnesota, first of all, they are going to turn the ball over more than OKC does. Oklahoma City is going to turn you over. The problem, you saw what happened with Denver. I mean, it can unravel in a hurry if you start to have live ball turnovers. Like, you start to let them steal it and go the other way, that game, it will get out of control in a hurry. And I think that's kind of what, to me, that's what wins this series for the Thunder and probably wins it tonight.
Jalen Williams, if he continues to do some of that, has he out of his shooting funk? If he can start hitting those threes, Gilgeous has not shot well in the playoffs either, but it's been a volume scoring thing, and he has to take some shots that Jalen Williams doesn't. If Williams comes out and starts spreading the floor and hitting threes that like he did, I guess it was game 7. Was it game 7 or 6 where he had the good game?
6.
Was it 6? At that point,
everybody had a good game 7.
Well, at that point, that's what I'm getting at. If Williams spreads the floor, OKC is literally unbeatable. You can't score enough points to keep up with them because they're going to turn you over and play good enough defense to slow you down. If they get that wing score, a third bucket, man, this could get ugly fast.
You know how many times the Timberwolves have turned it over in 10 games in these playoffs? 10 playoff games, 148 turnovers. That ain't going to get it done, Bubba. I've talked myself into betting on the Thunder pretty heavy tonight, I think. All right, we'll be back tomorrow. Blitz coming up at 2. Enjoy that program, friends. Thanks for listening.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
To the 10-yard line. Touchdown, Vegas. What a wild finish.
Your home for the NFL.
Hey, everybody, this is Greeny here, and this message is for